Hello, Philadelphia! I'm Bruce Buffer. It's time for the Anthony Gorgano Show!
Good morning, everybody. Happy Wednesday to all. Rainy Wednesday after a frustrating but exhilarating night nonetheless at the Yard where Strider, the new enemy of the state, he's kind of always been there. He's a hate to face to the nth degree with that bad-looking mustache, that ridiculously stupid porn mustache. Hate the face. He throws at Bryce, injures Bryce. The new enemy was born last night. Phil's, though, terrific, man. Oh, my God. Once again, the pitching was there. Ranger, 6 innings, 4 hits, no runs, 8 strikeouts. What a night from Ranger. And then the bullpen. There's, Kirkering in that role has performed well. He comes in the 7th, looks good. He's had a couple of really good outings over the last couple of weeks. Strom comes in, and then don't look now, but Romano with the clean inning, and the Fighting Phils take the first game of this series 2-0. Just, it was good baseball. This team is playing some great baseball. 35-19 for the Fightins. We talked yesterday a little bit about, when will everyone wake up to this team? That how good this team is. This team has got the best pitching in baseball. It's not even close. The Dodgers' arms are all injured, or a good portion of them. Right now, the Phillies have an embarrassment of riches when it comes to the starting pitching. Yeah, we know about the bullpen, but, over the last couple of weeks, the bullpen has seemed to found its way. Obviously, they need another arm or two in that pen. But, man, the rotation is tremendous. Having a weapon every night. You're coming in, Wheeler, Luzardo. You're coming in with Sanchez. You're coming in with Ranger. And you got the kids coming back. Hopefully Nolan gets right. I mean, this is one after another. They're just throwing at you. It's just impressive. This is a good team. A team that is going to go, it's going to go far. I know it's all about the postseason. I get it. It's May, and we've been through the good May. 35-19. You just completely shut down the Braves. That's a good win, man. A really, really good win. Good morning, VG.
Screw Strider.
Yeah.
I got to say, I got a revised hate list. Number 1, Strider. 2 Packers, 3 Cowboys. That's where I'm at.
So let's go through this.
I got sentiments towards skinny jeans. I like he's got the skinny pants.
Yeah, I hate him. I hate everything about him.
Irritating.
Like, first of all,
he's like that janitor guy, the DA, whatever. He used to be they used to advertise the janitor company. The mustache
WB
dude.
Mason.
Yeah. He's like a bad WB Mason guy.
Yeah, in fact, the bro talked about that the other day.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, the WB Mason. I saw some, you know what's funny? I saw some dude on Instagram or Twitter, and he's got the Strider thing.
All right.
But it's even worse, right?
Yeah.
So, like, he's combing the mustache.
Oh, it's a lot of work.
Right?
Yeah.
He's got the
wax.
The wax, yes.
Yeah. Get the
and
wax.
then he's doing this thing. And all this, oh, my God.
Yeah.
And I'm just looking at this dude, and he's doing all this stuff. I'm like, you're him and jerk off.
Totally, dude.
Come on.
I mean, I got to put SPF on my face in the mornings. I feel like a J.O. spent all his time moisturizing. I can't imagine looking in the mirror. Making sure that's all perfect.
All that stuff. Are you kidding me?
Dude, he hits them, 1 earned run, and they win. The Braves have not been shut out in 43 straight games. There's in the National League, the Phillies starting pitcher have 4 of the top 16 ERAs on one team. 4. This rotation, you said it, is ridiculous right now.
Ridiculous.
And they got depth. They're gonna have depth.
It's an embarrassment of riches, is what it is.
Yeah.
It just keeps coming and coming and coming. Like, you know how hard it is to face them in a series? Because you got Wheeler. You go, oh, man, Wheeler, right? And then you're coming in with Luzardo. Oh, what the frick?
Right.
Because you got the big right-handed horse, and then you got the lefty that comes in with wicked, nasty stuff. Then you got Sanchez, who's the same thing, who's got a different type of look from the left side.
Yeah.
And you got Ranger.
Ranger's super crafty,
right?
man.
Right, totally crafty. Like, he had 8 strikeouts last night. He looked fantastic, right? So you got him, and then you're going to have Nola come back. Right now, you know what's nuts? Nola's your 5.
You're 5. He's not.
Think about that.
He's not going to start in the playoffs.
5.
Right.
No. Ranger doesn't start in the playoffs.
Right. It's ridiculous. And we're not even talking about the kid who starts tonight.
Right. I can't wait. I can't wait for that. I want to crack you. I'm fired up over the Painter.
Any other team in the National League, Abel does that outing and he sticks around.
Of course.
Any other team.
Right.
No room for him.
They have they're just loaded.
They're crazy.
Loaded.
And that's the perfect right now. I know they got to get a bullpen arm, but that is perfect. 6 innings, you get Kierkegaard, Strom, Romano.
Kirkry pitched well. You know what?
Yes.
He looks good in that role.
He has looked better.
I think I like him in that role, in that 6th inning role.
Yeah.
The one thing or 7th inning, one thing I like about Topper, I want to see, I like the roles. Strom is a setup guy. Look,
Topper's had a good year so far.
He's had a really good year.
2 months, he's had a
great
good 2
year.
months.
I am really underrated.
Yes.
And he takes a lot. First, I don't know why, but he gets picked on a lot.
Dude.
What is that about?
I got a guy last night. I mean, I've mentioned before, he's a lunatic friend of mine from the Northeast, Ragu. He hates Topper. I see him on social media. He puts up a sign, a guy holding a sign that says, fire this manager because they didn't retaliate last night.
Yeah, come on.
Like,
I mean,
you got it.
Now,
you get the series 1.
right.
Yeah, you drill somebody.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Let's win the series.
We're on the same page.
Yeah, let Taiwan drill somebody on.
I hear you. Like, I get.
Somebody's got to get hit.
Right. I get it.
Yeah.
Like, I feel the same way.
Yeah. 1-0 game with Strider. You
but
can't be
like,
doing
you know, come on. You win the game, take the game. Yeah. It's important.
Yeah.
And then you then go crack.
Cooler heads prevail. When I first saw it, I was tweeting, wow, you got to drill somebody now.
You want to. Listen, you know how we are.
Yeah.
Right? You know, you want to pound the flesh.
Yes. Yeah.
You
I
want
want 2 of them. I want Riley and Acuna to get hit.
All right, so let's do our revised hate the faces, not the hate teams, stuff like that. So if we go to all hate the face
right now,
team,
is this all time or right now current?
All time hate the face team.
Oh man.
So think about this: all time hate the face team. Because Strider with that mustache,
Strider won for you.
He's the top 5.
Oh yeah.
Top 3, maybe. I don't know.
Top 5 for sure.
I did right now. I just need to. I need to go back
all right.
and kind of think about the hate the faces.
Yes, Jera. I kind of like him in a way, in a comical way.
I do too.
I used to hate his face.
I did too. I used to hate because he had.
The older he's gotten,
he's pathetic.
Yes,
you know, he's a wax face.
Yes,
you know what I mean. So he's kind of cool. And because they stink, I don't mind them.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Because I actually like the guy because I think he's got like a sport. I think he's a sport.
Yeah.
Come on, let's go get some drinks.
I feel you.
Like, you know, it'd be fun. You know, Baldy told me about partying with him.
Yeah,
like,
I know. And
so
I had new respect for him during the pandemic when he did the draft from the yacht. From the yacht.
That was laying it down on the table. That was a big lay down on the table piece. That was very good.
Yeah.
But so I don't know if I go Jera. Romo is a hate the face.
Yes, Romo.
He's always been a hate the face when he was playing.
Yes.
And now he's a hate the face.
Yes. I mean, there's a couple Chiefs that I could put on this list.
Go ahead. Is Mahomes a hate the face?
Yeah, Mahomes and Andy.
Really? No, Andy's not a hate the face.
I hate his mustache. I hate it.
Come on.
I hate it. He's the same deal. You got to do something with that mustache.
All right. I go chat. I got to ask the chat.
INS jumps in with Grayson Allen and Brad Marchand.
Oh, Marchand is great.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a great one.
There's a second one for Grayson Allen.
Grayson Allen's he's an all-time hate the face, Grayson Allen, without a doubt. I'll tell you, there's a lot of NBA hate.
Well, I was thinking in my head right now. I was like Bird, Ainge. I really hate Ainge's face.
Yeah, but Bird and Ainge. Bird's an original hate the face. He's an OG hate the face.
He's an ugly hate the face.
You know, he just had that. And it's amazing because his face looked like a bird.
Yes.
He looked like people. People look like birds all the time. We just,
yes.
What am I, gorilla or a bear?
You're a primate.
Primate, right.
Yeah.
You are
I forget what I am.
yeah,
Some
we
with
were
a
talking
long
about
face, a horse.
yeah,
or
you're the
something.
long face dude.
Ben Simmons, of course, is a hate the face guy. Shane Beavers chimes in with that.
Bet without a doubt, Ben. Yeah, Ben is definitely a hate the face. So think about it, chat. And
They got a second for Ainge. They say he's a smug.
yes.
Pete Alonso's a good one.
Oh,
I hate the
That's
polar
a
bear.
great one.
Yeah.
The polar bear.
That's EEN
He's a
chimes in
hate
with
the
that.
face.
Yeah.
He's a hate. Yes, that's a great one. I love that. He is a stone hate the face.
There's just something about Strider.
Can I tell you, you know who's becoming a hate the face for me? One of
Maury.
our own.
Maury.
Yes.
Yeah, of course.
The eel.
I hate his hair.
Oh,
I hate to do
there's
something with the
about
hair or
him
something.
That I see him and he's starting to repulse me.
I agree. His hair and his little slovenly dress. He's like, just throws an oversized blazer on and
would
thinks it
love it.
dresses him up.
And by the way, yeah, you're right. Throws a t-shirt on.
Yeah,
and then puts
dude,
a blazer on.
Come on.
Like, dude, you make $40 million a year.
Get the draft.
All right,
You know?
like, come on, bro.
Yeah, right.
But here's the thing. Normally, that's endearing to me. Like, that's an endearing quality. You know, he's a brain, like, you know, smart. You don't care. He's disheveled.
Yeah.
Like that's.
But he's not disheveled.
There's a coolness about that. He's disheveled.
You think?
His hair's askew.
I think he does it like that.
You think he's a phony?
I think he's got product in that hair and makes it look like that. Yeah,
No,
dude.
you're saying he's purposely disheveled?
Yeah, dude. There's product in his hair. There is the way he's got it standing to the side a little bit and stuff.
I don't know. You tell me he's purposely disheveled? I don't think so.
Joe.
If they were winning, he would be like, you would love his way,
Of course.
right?
Yeah.
If they were, but because they're not,
Because they're atrocious. And
right? It's like,
he's still got an attitude.
dude, I gotta see it.
Yeah.
Like the picture with him and Kevin the Gandhi.
You can't get past that, man.
Oh, God, the lottery. And you're yucking it up. I'm thinking, what are you? Then again, I get it. It's a moment. It's great.
The yucking was problematic.
You know, right. But and I understand it's human nature. Like,
Yeah.
what are you going to do? You're not going to walk around with a perpetual frown. Like I understand it.
Yes.
But man, I'm just so irritated. Nothing puts me in a bad mood than the Sixers.
I know. You keep bringing them up.
Right? I'm obsessed.
You
I'm
are
obsessed with how they messed up.
Linda's got a great one in the chat. Nemo. I hate Nemo.
Nemo. Yes. Finding Nemo. He's horrible.
Yeah.
He stinks. No, you're spot on, man.
No, INS in the chat. He's just hurt. He's got Fultz, Wentz, and Provorov. I don't have a Provorov hate the face. Wentz I could get on with.
Provorov's hate the face.
I don't even know if I'd recognize Provorov at this point if he walked in here.
No, I don't see that.
Yeah, I'm all with Roger Goodell. Ian's got Roger Goodell. I can't stand that guy. At this point, it's war with him.
You're a Goodell?
Yeah. Shane Beavers, he's having a rough time with the stars he predicted would crush my Oilers. He chimes in with Jose Reyes and David Wright. Reyes was always a hate the face for me.
David Wright. I go Wright over Reyes.
Yeah?
Yeah. Wright was a hate the face in a big way. I definitely go. I go David Wright.
Saying Strider wears Lululemon pants.
Yes. Yes. There's something about Strider. That look. Andrew, can you please put a picture up of Strider so we can hate the
To
face?
see his quads.
You know, oh my God. What a heinous, hideous. I mean, that face, you just.
Ooh.
What do you got?
Matthew Fico. This one, I hate his shirts and his face. Dan Ugla. Uniform was
Is a
always
good
too
one.
tight.
It's funny, isn't it? There's so many baseball.
There are a lot of
Why is there a lot of
I
baseball?
think because you see their faces
Yeah.
way more than football. And there's
Well,
just more of them
basketball-
than basketball.
Yeah, it's true.
I
That's
mean,
true.
no one hates really many bench players, so you got starting five.
Can I tell you one thing? LeBron's kind of a hate the face.
I can see that, and I don't know why.
I don't go out
Here's
of
the
my
thing.
way to hate him.
I hate the face of LeBron, the basketball player. Off the court,
Yeah,
LeBron
honestly,
does everything right.
Yeah, like I have no issues with him. Like
No.
none. Like I respect the man. Like
Yeah.
I honestly. But look at that. Look at that. Look at that face. Tell me that face. I hate the face.
He's a great villain to have because he is good.
He's terrific.
Yeah.
He throws gas.
Yeah, that's the first time they beat him in the regular season in 9 games.
No, I mean, he dominated.
Yeah.
That's a great, look at that picture, man. That's what Andrew had that mustache.
He did have a Strider mustache for a little
You
bit.
had that mustache?
Well, he has the flavor saver under the bottom.
Andrew's got the mustache right now. It's pretty close.
I got a beard.
Yeah, you got the beard with it and stuff, but your mustache
your mustache
goes in similar to that one.
I don't do the bottom lip thing that he does. I just do the straight mustache.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the bottom lip. That's man. He does have a hate the face, don't he?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
James Bond Flyer says Mark Messier. I disagree on Messier.
Mess?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm with you. I don't.
Colangelo, someone named.
Yeah. Yeah. I wish I had my
collar
shirt on. The other day when I had the collar shirt, I come to suck your blood.
Hey, someone said
your team.
Someone said an unshaven brain. Get out of here. That's not nice to brain. Unshaven brain.
Wow, Tony the ref goes Luca.
Oh yeah?
I don't see that.
No, not for me either, man.
Yeah, I got no issues with Luca.
Sid the Kid?
Yes.
Yeah, Bobby P was Sid the Kid.
You know where they hate the face for me? Towns.
Yeah,
Cat.
someone mentioned him in here.
Yeah.
Someone said Cat earlier on. Can I say,
that
game last night, there's a woman, she was meowing, and then all night she's cheering. Right next, can they just move the microphone or just have her move down a couple seats?
I know.
Upgrade her seats.
Yeah, I don't understand the meow thing.
Well, because he's a cat.
I know,
I
I know.
know.
But it's so bad.
There was that woman's voice was driving me nuts during that game.
I hate that. I hate that. I mean, I get it, but I don't get doing that through the game.
We got someone says, Joe Rockhead. He's got Steve Garvey. I'm on board with 100%. He says Mike
Garvey's
Schmidt
great.
and Jaws.
Jaws.
You can't hate on Jaws and Schmitty, can you?
Schmitty?
Nah.
Schmitty's gotta hate the face, man.
There's been a couple Zeke Elliott's.
No Jaws.
There's Evan Turner, Emmett Smith.
Oh, Evan Turner. That's a great one. E.T. He did have a hate the face.
That's Sean Ortiz with Evan Turner.
Wait, who was the other one you mentioned before E.T.?
Zeke Elliott.
Oh, Elliott, yes.
Shizzy M says.
Yeah, Elliott's a major
Evan
hate the face.
Longoria.
Yes. So there's a story about him.
Oh, man. Mike Papelbon. Yeah, for me, dude.
Papelbon. Oh, yes. That's a great one. Papelbon. You know what's funny? You look at like Poppy. Poppy had a good face. Like you like Ortiz.
Happy. Yes.
Right?
Yes. Makes me feel good.
Then you look at at Papelbon and you just hate it.
Yeah.
You hate the face.
Yes, that guy's miserable. Brett Favre, Mike McCarthy.
I would agree with that too. Favre's a hate the face.
INS.
Favre's a guy you want to punch in the face.
Oh, and if you watch the documentary, you want to punch him twice.
Right. You do.
Yeah.
You walk around, you go, I want to pop
He
that
tries
dude.
to act all wholesome. Oh, my Wrangler jeans, and what shall I do, honey? Shall I go back?
Right. Like, I always thought, I loved the way he played quarterback.
Sure.
I loved it, right?
Hmm?
But he became such a
He's
bag.
been a cretin. And when you watch the documentary, it's like
the documentary killed him.
It's like the fall of Brett Favre. It's like, no, he was always a cretin.
Yeah, you're right. It's funny because I love the way he played. Love the way he played.
Yeah, gunslinger.
Yeah, I saw. We saw it. Real comfortable. James, right?
Yes.
Like I love the way he played. I was like, man, big, strong, fearless, throw intercept. You don't care. He's throwing a touchdown.
Yes.
Like he was the man.
Hmm?
But he was so reprehensible.
Oh, off the field.
Oh, I mean, he robbed Mississippi.
I fell asleep before they even got to him robbing the poorest of the
I
poor.
know, man,
He was like
awful.
harassing a woman reporter and stuff. He's terrible.
Yeah, he's vile, man.
Yeah, man.
That's a shame.
What else we got here?
You know who's a hate the face for me too? Rodgers.
Someone listed Rodgers. And someone listed Eli Manning, which he was for me, but I like him on the Manning broadcast.
Dude. He's got a great
become
personality.
likable.
Dude, I've had him on the show a bunch of times.
Was he nice on the show? Good guess?
Dude, he was awesome.
Right.
So right before Eagles-Giants, it was a playoff game. Maybe it was the 18. Did they play the Giants during the Super Bowl run?
I don't know. Asking me.
Yeah,
Come on,
really,
bro.
I know. I forgot.
I don't know if they played the Giants last week.
Anyway, so it was a playoff game, and it was like a big game, Eagles Giants. So I had Eli on because I asked Spags is close with him, and I go, dude, give me his number. So I want to try to get him on. So I got him on, and he was awesome. And we were busting balls.
Yeah, he seems like he'd be good with that.
He was great at it. Like, it was fun.
He busts Peyton's chops so
I was calling him
hard.
PHLY, and he was like, it was fun. Like, all good days.
Yeah.
He was awesome. He was a fun dude.
I'll do some rapid fire, but one really sticks out that we forgot. Adam Silver.
Yo, Nosferatu.
We got Shockey, Jeremy Shockey.
That's a good one.
Craig Kimbrell, Jose Altuve. Dale Hunter of the Capitals,
that father hit 2 home runs last night. he's still hitting the ball.
Speaking of home runs in baseball, Yelich hit a walk-off home run last night. His first walk-off in his career. I was surprised at that.
Yeah, me too. He's a good ball player.
Kyle Tucker, Tiki Barber, Dale Hunter.
Tiki's Dale Hunter's a good one too.
Yeah.
That's a real good one. All right, let's take a quick TO. All right, we got lots to get to. Zachariah, it's OTA day.
I'm amped up for these OTAs.
Are you?
Yeah, man. I want to see that third cornerback battle happen.
What is today?
99.
99.
Yes.
Who's 99? If you say football and you say 99, even you.
Jerome Brown.
Thank you. Even you.
Oh, Steve Sharp. You got to bring up Cody Ross right now. Cody Ross.
Bleeping Ross. Oh, my God. That's great. All right.
Let's talk about our friends.
Let's do it.
All right. People over at Art of Words, you've seen these great pieces of art. They take the names of players and teams and create great landscapes or buildings. So a picture is always worth 1,000 words with Art of Words, and this local Philly artist proves it. Each piece is made entirely from handwritten words, like every eagle forming a link and every Philly shape in Citizens Bank Park. And it's not just sports they do. They've captured Boathouse Row, the Reading Terminal, the Philly skyline, the Jersey Shore, and a ton more. These are unforgettable gifts for dads, grads, housewarmings, Mother's Day, Father's Day, and even if you're just putting a man cave together. These look great on the wall. They started selling them at the K-Lot and Racist Flea Market, and Philly fans went crazy and really launched this career. They're available for dozens of teams and cities, too, so there's something for everybody in your family or your friend circle. These pieces are total conversation starters. You'll spot a name, then you'll see another, and then everyone starts spotting their favorite player's name, and everyone's reliving their favorite sports events. They've been featured on the Today Show, ESPN, and TED Talks, so check it out, artofwords.com. That's artofwords.com. Use the code PHLY at checkout for 15% off, artofwords.com.
All right, let's talk about the Bet Park Sportsbook online casino app. I think you did well last night.
I did not.
Oh.
I was 1-2.
I saw the one win was...
I had the one win. Cards.
Yeah, Cardinals.
Yeah.
I saw.
The Cubs. I thought the Cubs was a lock, and they ended up winning by 1 run.
Oh, yeah. They were winning. Colorado. You know what it was? I think it was the wind was blowing in.
I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, anyway. We
have
our big time... I don't know today. They're not going to play today, are they?
I don't think so. It's supposed to run. Looking like it needs to rain today.
I know. It's supposed to be bad all day. So, listen. Check out the Bet Park Sportsbook online casino app. You got all the playoffs tonight, Minnesota and
Let's see, I'll get a line
and OKC, and then you got the Florida, Carolina.
Minnesota is OKC is -8.5. Woo.
Yeah, it's a big number.
It's a big number.
Big number. You know, it's weird because Minnesota's been hanging around in that series.
In hockey, you got Panthers are -127
on the road in Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
So you never know. Listen, maybe Canes. Brindy might have the Canes going.
I hope. I don't want to see the Panthers in it. So.
I hate the Panthers. Talk about Marchand.
Yeah.
I hate the Panthers.
Right.
Anyway, check it all out. There's always another way to win on the app, like the casino, live dealer, blackjack, roulette. I mean, they got the craps and Baccarat, like my man over there, James Bond plays.
Mm-hmm.
You check it out, and all the hot online casino slots, Cash Eruption.
I've been playing Medusa's Gaze. She's like
the snakes.
She pushed Betty the Yeti out of my heart.
Oh yeah,
I'm hanging out with Medusa.
I could see you like the girl with the
snake hair
with a little edge.
Yeah, I do like a little edge.
Yeah, it's cool. Yeah, I like it. You got to tell me about the Metallica show.
By
the way,
yeah.
I'm dying to hear about it. I was so jealous. Joe Ben sent me a video of it. I'm like, oh, Dan, because he and I used to go to Metallica all the time.
Oh, yeah?
And I'm like, oh, man, I wish I
They sounded great.
did they? Yeah,
They
that's
sound
cool,
so
man.
big.
Yeah, that's awesome. Anyway, you can check out all those slots based on all your favorite things. In fact, new customers get to $1,000 casino bonus back if you're down first 24 hours. You got to be 21. BetParks.com has all the details. You got to be in PA, New Jersey, Michigan, Maryland, Ohio. If you have a gambling problem, please call 1-800-GAMBLER. Now, joining us, he does such a great job. Yeoman's work. Man, my man is crushing it. He is the play. You want to know about the birds? There's one guy you got to talk to, you got to read, you got to listen to, you got to follow on all the social platforms. He is the great Zack Berman. Zachariah!
Hey, good morning. Good talking to you guys.
What's up, Zach?
So, Zach, off of Strider, who are your NFL hate the faces?
Man, you know, you got to look at some of the quarterbacks over time. So, what I guess what quarterbacks would jump to mind for you there?
So if you go, so we were talking about Favre as a hate the face. He became
Okay.
Rodgers a hate the face.
Okay.
Dax.
I mean, I think for Eagles fans, Eli. Eagles.
Right, we were just talking about Eli. I like Eli, so
Yeah.
I can't. That overrules the hate the face, but he
Okay.
definitely has a hate the face.
Yeah, I think Eagles fans always kind of put
Yes.
Eli on that list. I mean, I got to know him a bit when I covered him, so I know him from a different perspective. But yeah, I think Eagles fans of my age would probably put Eli pretty high on that list.
Yeah.
By the way, they're saying Zach's got he's a love the face guy. ZB.
Yes. He's got a good face.
Yeah.
No, that's strong. The good
Linda
face.
says he's got a great face.
Well, we'll put the hearts emoji there.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. There is such a thing as a good face.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
There's hate the faces and there's good face.
Yeah. Chooch had an
Good face.
unhateable face.
Good face.
Yes.
It's a good face.
Yeah.
Zach's got a good face.
True.
I
Yep.
appreciate that. Thank
Joey's
you.
got a good face.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know? All right. I can't wait. OTAs, man. 99 days
Yeah.
until the start of the season.
Yeah, I see that graphic on the screen. Can't wait. I'm counting down too. You know,
Good job,
38
Andrew.
shows until training camp. That's what I'm counting also. So yeah, they're on the field today. Now, I wish it wasn't raining. They'll probably be inside, unless it holds off some here, because when they're in the bubble, you know, with 90 guys on the roster, it's not a legit practice. But it'll be fun seeing them out there, seeing some personnel things. Real curious to see what the safety situation looks like. If it's Drew McCoop up first, if it's Sidney Brown up first in 7-on-7.
Yeah, man. I'm curious. How do you think the rotation is going to be?
I think early on they'll probably go with the incumbent or the guy returning, and that's Sidney Brown.
Yeah.
So my guess is Sidney. But look, Sidney was here all year last year, and couldn't really push for time. Even when you know CJ or Reed weren't out there, you saw Tristan McCollum getting snaps ahead of him. Now Sidney was coming off injury then. Drew McCoop is someone that
been
they
his
really
story,
Yeah.
right? Sidney Brown's story has been injuries. I mean, that's been the whole
Exactly.
thing. Because listen, we all. I remember you and I talking about him coming out of Illinois. Like you go, like you know, he's got something. I always thought he had something, but it's just he's never been on the field.
You're right. So I think for this time of year, the fact that he was with the defense last year probably gives him the edge early on. But Vic Fangio showed last year, and he was pretty outspoken about it last year. He's willing to play young guys, and he kind of pushes back on the reputation that he wasn't willing to play young guys. And you saw it with Quinyon, you saw it with Cooper, you saw it with J.Alex Hunt, and so it wouldn't surprise me if during training camp Drew McCoop was pushing to start.
Yeah. Wow. Can you imagine that? That'd be interesting. Hey, real quick before we get back to the OTAs and what's happening, but one of the other stories that came out yesterday or over the weekend was the salary cap. And now, it feels like the whole league has it in for the Eagles. And now all of a sudden, who's whispering to Goodell about the Eagles manipulating the salary cap?
Yeah, and I would say the Eagles aren't the only ones doing it, but they do it better than everyone else right now in terms of void years. And really the key there is Jeffrey Lurie paying cash up front for a lot of these players. But yeah, it's it's a strategy that the Eagles have used and have used effectively. And it's why if you look at like their 10 highest paid players on the team, their salaries this year are far below what the average annual salary is. So I can't tell you who's complaining about it. There are teams that kind of take the pay as you go model, which is like, if you're getting a 5-year, $100 million contract, they're kind of putting on the books for $20 million a year, right? As opposed to where the Eagles will, really bring that salary cap number down by adding the void years, by backloading deals, different things that they do effectively. I mean, I think if you talk to Howie, he would say that you have to continue evolving with cap strategy too, and that what they're doing here is different than what they did 5 years ago. And 5 years from now, they got to find a different strategy than what they're doing now. If you're doing what the rest of the league's doing, then you don't really have that competitive edge. So my guess is Bryce Johnston, who he kind of took over for Jake Rosenberg behind the scenes in terms of handling the cap, in terms of handling the contracts. They're trying to find what their next edge is in terms of how they structure contracts.
Yeah, it's so interesting. I mean, Jeffrey, you're right. It all came down to the cash. Like the Raiders couldn't do that. It's a cash poor franchise.
Exactly.
So they couldn't do it. And Jeffrey did it. And, listen, it goes back to, again, he's a great owner.
Yeah.
It really, it's amazing to me. When I think back to like late 90s, early 2000s, right? When the Daily News, and Pat McClune will tell you all these stories where he put the hoagies outside of Joe Banner's ears, right?
Yep.
And they used to destroy Jeffrey Lurie and Joe Banner and really kill Jeffrey all the time. VI, they never let him down that he produced the movie V.I. Warshawski, right?
Yeah.
Right? Like they crushed him.
Oh, Kathleen Turner.
Right? It's amazing. I remember sports radio. Dude, you remember this.
Yeah, of course.
They destroyed
I probably
Angelo,
called in with a complaint.
Mikey Miss.
Yeah.
Destroyed, right? And listen, it's by nature. No sports fan's going to like the rich guy owner, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's just what it is. It could be
Especially when it's like,
could be the greatest guy in the world. They're never really going to warm up to him. And all that stuff. He wants these Boston.
He's New England.
Great, coming from New England.
It's his grandparents' money.
He's a Celtic fan,
Yeah.
right? All this stuff. He's the greatest owner in the history of this town. He is such a great owner. Everything he's done, like seriously, he's turned his franchise. He said it, like the gold standard. He did it.
He turned 185 million into 8 billion.
Exactly. No, God bless him.
Yeah.
Right. Like
Yeah. So Zach, can I ask you, when they sold the 8%, was that part of this strategy to get cash to start paying these? Was that to help with paying these players with cash up front?
No, I think that was more kind of on his end.
Yeah, get the money out.
Is that he gets when you own a sports franchise, the money's in the equity and not in the cash, right? And so if you can sell a stake of it, you get you're able to liquidate it and not give any control up.
Yeah,
it's a pretty good situation. So
free millions.
Yeah.
My God.
Let's see how much cash it was. 8%.
But like to that point, I've always wondered this in terms of like what sports fans want from their owners. Do you want their owners to be, like the guy calling in the talk radio? No, I think what you want from your owner is a guy who's going to help your team win. Someone who, and
he also has to bleed it, right?
Yeah.
And this is what I respect Jeffrey in this way a lot. He became like he wanted to learn about football. He spent time, he spends time with his scouts. He loves the draft. He's in on meetings. I'll never forget him flying to North Dakota to go see Wentz throw, pro days. Like, he's involved. He's into it, but yet he doesn't stand in the way of his football people too. Like, he actually is a great owner.
Yeah, times worked out well for him in that 30 years. He's hired 5 coaches, right? And every single coach has made the playoffs within their first 2 years.
Yeah.
Has had double-digit wins within their first 2 years. That doesn't happen in most other markets. So there's a stability to the organization that I think is the envy of a lot of fan bases in the league.
Yeah, I'm with you. I just, it's funny how it all evolved. The evolution of his story in Philadelphia is a fascinating one.
He's a fantasy football player, nothing more than that. Remember? When
Oh man, they destroyed him.
Yeah.
I mean, you could see, and this was, again, this goes back in the day during this is the flagship station, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like it was like they would destroy him. It was crazy. Anyway, all right, let's get back to the OTAs. What else? What else are you looking for? Like, what are you going in? Like, take us behind the scenes in your eyes, and what are you searching, seeking? What are you going to be? What's your game plan?
Yeah, so for the first day, which is today for us, really what I'm focused on more than anything else is depth chart, personnel groupings, things of that nature. Now, they're not in 11 on 11, they're in 7 on 7, right? But when the O-line is practicing on the side, who's first up at right guard? Is it Tyler Steen or is it Kenyon Green? Okay, so you want to see that. You really want to see because this is a passing camp essentially at corner. How does Keely Ringo look? Is there a noticeable difference year 3 for him with the chance to start? I want to see the basic functions of the passing offense, right? Kevin Patullo, who I'll have a chance to talk to before practice today.
Yeah, I thought I was going to ask you about him because he's for me, he's the story, right? Because this is your first, OTA as OC. All right, You're the OC. Let's go, OC. What are you about, Kev? I like Kevin. I think he's going to fare well, but this is an interesting time. Like, to me, he's the story.
Yeah, and he's the former passing game coordinator. I'm expecting the Eagles to be much more pass heavy this year than they were a year ago. And so, not to say that how you practice on May 28th is how you'll play on September 4th. We all saw last year Jalen didn't throw in an interception until the final practice, struggled with that in the month of September. But I want to see how the passing game looks. I want to see the recovery status of some of these players who were injured last year. Landon Dickerson, Cam Jurgens, Nolan Smith, Nakobe Dean. I don't think any of them will be out there practicing, but you kind of want to see how they look. You want to see the conditioning level of someone like Jordan Davis. That's a big topic to watch. So you're not going to make sweeping evaluations off of a 1 hour OTA, but it's our first chance to kind of lay eyes on the 2025 team.
Yeah.
I saw they released a little video yesterday. It looked like Ty Robinson murdering a couple sleds. Yeah, dude. I think he's gonna be fun.
That always reminds me of, it was the NBA draft in 2003 and Darko Milicic is you see the clips of him posting up the chair in the workouts, and it's like, this guy can dominate a chair in workouts, right? You want to see what they look like against.
He can dominate a sled.
Yeah, man. He crossed that sled.
Yeah. Dominate a sled. That's fantastic. Yeah, there is there's something about it, man. I don't know. You mentioned about throwing more this year. I had this conversation with Baldy. My take and Baldy's take is that I don't know that it's that you want to throw more or to throw a ton. Like, if you're going to change this offense into a throwing offense, I don't know that that's a good thing.
Yeah, I would say history's not been kind for the running back coming off of 300 plus touches.
I know McCaffrey.
Right? And so it would surprise me if Saquon touches the ball this year as much as he did last year. Not saying it won't happen, but
you got some depth behind him.
True, you got Shipley, you got AJ Dillon. I'm gonna look forward to seeing AJ Dillon. I also think too, this team has.
Dude, I know you want to throw. You're a throw guy. I get it, right?
Yeah.
Like, you come from when you started covering football.
Yeah.
What was the explosion into aerial, right? And listen, I'm an Andy guy, so I'm a believer in throwing the football as well. Jalen's not the volume quarterback to throw the ball. He not to say he's not a good quarterback, but he's not a guy that should be throwing the ball 35 times a game.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying there, but I think he needs to throw the ball more than 20, 25 times a game. Because when you're paying AJ Brown, $100 million, and you're paying,
Let's cut to the chase. Do you think he's that kind of thrower?
I think he can be for sure. I think with these weapons, I think he can be. I think there needs to be more.
Then how come every time they tried it, it didn't work?
Last season, yeah. It
works off the run game. Like he's terrific off the run game. Like he does so many things well. Asking him to go throw the ball, volume, we've seen it not work.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think you want to throw it 40 times a game, but you want to throw it more than 20. And there were times
our
last
numbers
year.
are moving up and down, right? Like
no, but there were times last year.
35, 40.
Yeah.
Let's cut to the chase. There's certain quarterbacks that you go, all right, we're going to throw the ball 35 times a game, 30, whatever you want to look at it. He's that guy. This offense works best when it's a run-first offense and you throw off the run. Because he's dropping in the bucket. Like he's great off the run. Like he can throw the football, put it downfield in a bucket. But asking him to sit back and pick apart a defense, I've never seen it.
I don't think they paid him $252 million to hand the ball to Saquon.
Have you seen him do that?
I saw him do it more in 2022 than last year. Now it was off the run game. You're right, and there was more of the RPO element. But I think you can improve with time. You get more looks. You get more reps. You get more. That's the work in this offense.
But his motion, again, the way there are certain, and this isn't a slight, right? Like it's not a slight on him because he's a winner. He's a great player, right? Like all that stuff. Certain guys shouldn't throw. Sure, and be honest with you, I don't know that that's smart to throw it. Like, look, Joe Burrow, what's he won, right? Like as great a quarterback as he is, right? Like you look at guys. You need to run the ball. My only fear is, and it sounds like, and again, I like to throw it, but I just don't think he's a volume thrower. And that Baldy and I talked about it, and every time I've seen it, it's failed.
Yeah, I mean, look, through 3 quarters in the Super Bowl, he was 20 passes, 22 passes through 3 quarters, 221 yards.
Dude, that was done off. You know what? That was done off the run game.
Yeah,
that you live off the run game.
Yeah, but I'm expecting defenses to try to play the Eagles this year the way the Chiefs did in the Super Bowl, and if that happens, Jalen's got to throw the ball.
Then you have to throw it. Like if you're going to go throw 8 in the box and try to take away the Eagles' run game, well, then you're going to have to throw it. You know, listen. The safety dictates everything, but we're talking about in general. We're talking about who they are as an offense, and when they went away from their true identity, which is a downhill run team, they didn't fare well. So that's my only caution. That's all.
Yeah, I hear you. I don't think it's either or. I think it's both and. But I also think that they're not paying Jalen, AJ. They're not paying Jalen the handoff and AJ.
They're paying Jalen because he is a winner and because he fits this team perfectly. And that's why, and the market bears that. That's why they're paying him. They're not paying him to go be Burrow because he's not.
How about AJ and Devontae?
They're great players. Listen, if they were on different teams with a different style of quarterback, they would have bigger numbers.
Sure. I just think I think the Eagles want to pass. I think they want to be a better passing offense than they were last year. I
want to be a better pass. Okay, I'll come with you there. Yeah. But just don't tell me you're turning the ball over to now all of a sudden you're going to be now a passing offense and go away from what you do. That's all.
Yeah, I just think, Saquon carried the ball, 345 times in the regular season last year. In the playoffs, you add in another 91 carries.
I get it. We've talked about this.
Yeah,
it's out there.
It's just hard to expect that. Yeah.
Yeah. What do you got to say?
Go Birds.
What do you line up with? I think it's an interesting conversation.
I don't know. Like, do you think that Jalen wants to throw it more?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes,
is
I
that
do.
part of your reasoning of why?
Yes.
He definitely wants to throw more.
Oh, so that's
Yes,
part of
yeah.
He
Zach's
wants
reasoning.
to throw. Of course he
All right,
does.
all right.
Listen,
VG
I don't blame him. What quarterback doesn't want to throw it?
Trent
Yeah.
over.
Well, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But-
VG. I think that's part of it. In that, it's like the Pat Riley, the disease of me, right?
Mhm.
And when you win, all right. They won the championship last year, right? And I think everyone kind of wants numbers a little bit more now. We'll see. We'll see. But I think that
And they better be on top of that because that can derail you quick.
Yeah, I think this is legacy chasing, and when you look at it from, I think it's human nature to want to be the reason why your team's winning, and especially when you believe you can. And I think all those guys are confident for good reason. So I'm curious to see how that plays out.
So you like putting pieces together. You like Jalen wants to throw it more. He's got a new coordinator. Maybe he can influence a little better. They're worried about Saquon's workload. Teams are going to come out all out to stop the defense. So logically, to stop the run. So logically, you think they're going to pass more. But I don't think anyone can stop the run. So I would just stick with the run until you can.
Yeah, I mean, listen, it's all going to be, your game plan is your game plan, and they're not going to. They shouldn't change dramatically. That's my only point. You shouldn't transform overnight into becoming some aerial force because I'm telling you now, that's not who. Again, they tried doing that. They started last year doing that, and it failed.
Well, that's my point. I think that's what they want to be, and it didn't work. They adjusted last year, but if you look at their history, going back to 2022, Nick's first year here, or I'm sorry, 2021, they come out passing and they want to pass the ball, and then they
but
adjust.
you can only do what you're good at, right?
Yeah.
And in 2022, we already talked about it. You're throwing off RPOs. The windows that he had were gaping.
Yeah, but I think they believe they can be good at it. I guess that's where it is. I think in that building they believe they can be.
I talked to a lot of people in that building, and I know that there's other people that don't share that.
Yeah, and that's and so it might very well be in those first 2-3 games that come out passing, and then they make that week 4, week 5 adjustment like they did last year.
Yeah, I hear you. It's interesting. Yeah. Listen,
I'd lead into it. I'm a big fan of Nick Chubb. He's out there. I'd sign him. I'd have him, Dylan, and Barkley. I'd lean into it. We'd be ready to go.
It's fascinating. Is Zachariah? How's the book coming, buddy?
It's on bookstore September 23rd. It's in the I'm getting the proofs at the end of the week.
Wow.
I need to approve those proofs, and it literally goes to the printer in about 3 weeks.
Nice.
Congratulations, brother. Let me know when you want to go through it. Like we'll go through the whole thing. Right?
I love that.
Yeah,
I love that.
Come in. We'll do.
Yeah.
I'll do an hour with you. I'll do the whole show with you. We'll do the whole show in the book.
That'd be great. That'd be great. It's gonna be a fun one.
Yeah, well, I know it's gonna be great because you wrote it and you're a great writer.
Thank you.
Hey Zach, we had Baldy swimming with sharks this weekend. Is there you have any kind of like bucket list adrenaline thing you would do, like bungee jumping or jumping out of a plane or swimming with sharks?
I want to cover the World Cup. I want to go to the World Cup. So mine's more sports related, but no, I've always heard about like the safaris in Africa. I would love to go on a safari. That's a bucket list item. Yeah, I mean, most of my bucket list items are like professional.
He's a sports guy, man.
Yeah.
Well, Baldy's not a sports guy.
He's a sportsman.
Yeah,
well, Baldy's different. Baldy's
he's a maniac.
I mean, Baldy is Bourdain meets Jacques Cousteau. You know what I mean? Meets
Johnny Knoxville.
Yeah,
running with bulls.
Or actually, Hemingway. You know.
I got no Jacques Cousteau in me, man.
Like he's
I'm more Jacques Vaughn.
He's his own character.
Yeah,
you know
I'm more interested in Jacques Vaughn than Jacques Cousteau.
Exactly. I'm with you, brother.
Jacques Vaughn.
My man. Great stuff, Zachariah.
Appreciate it, guys. Thank you.
Talk to you later, probably tomorrow. See you, pal.
Yep.
There he is, Zach Berman. See Bird. Saw the bro just walk in.
Yeah, he's all hooded
Flip-flops.
Yesterday was National Flip Flop Day. How do we miss that?
He got the flip-flops, the hoodie up.
It's like a flood. It's a flood outside. He's got flip-flops.
Yeah, this dude out of his mind. Look at him.
Look at him.
The flip-flops, the hoodie.
It's like
dude,
2 inches of rain outside. You're wearing
You're
flip-flops.
wearing flip-flops. Cuz we're in North Philly. We're not down the shore.
Some leftover chicken lo mein.
I don't do the chicken.
Yeah,
Italians don't do chicken.
I do pork.
That's true. Come on. I was actually thinking of you walking in here because I was like, yeah, it's a
You're
little.
splashing.
But my feet are dry, as you can see.
I don't know, dude.
And I was like, I know.
You
Unfortunately, we can see.
Dude, exposed feet in the workplace.
Ow.
Right?
Nah.
Especially a male foot. I don't want to see a male foot
That's a pretty
in
foot.
the workplace.
You find me on Feet Finder.
You got the second toe is bigger than the first toe. That's not
The
good.
male
It's called
foot
Morton's
does not
foot.
belong in the
It's a sign of
workplace.
intelligence.
Oh,
Yeah.
It doesn't belong in the workplace.
Yeah, that's got to be an OSHA violation
Stop,
or something.
stop looking at my feet, man.
I don't want to look at your feet. In fact, I prefer just put on a freaking pair of sneakers.
No, I hate socks.
I know you
I
do.
despise
We
them.
talked about it.
Despise it.
I love socks.
Oh.
I'm always wearing socks. I'm in the house.
I wear two pairs of socks.
Socks, no feet.
You wear them while you sleep?
No.
Okay.
No, I can't.
That's
do that.
serial killer.
I
Yeah,
do that.
sometimes.
I do that.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Should be on a watch list.
And Andrew wears the ankle socks, like the mid-calf
He's got
socks.
the mid-calf socks.
That's what I mean.
That's
the
it. That's in again.
The
The
mid- I
ankle
know.
socks are out.
I know, the mid-calf.
Yeah.
But that shows you that how bad that generation is. How uncool they are.
Can't you get the hiking? I've
Like,
seen the hiking
Andrew
shoes
wears
that are
those shoes.
They're like sandal sneakers, kind of. They're like all air.
Yeah, my
so you
girls
don't have
have
to see your feet.
Nah,
You can wear that.
that's terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just slip on, slip on.
I know, dude, but
It's
you
so
know,
easy.
I mean, you're walking in the city.
You got some
The
big
city-
dig in
down
between
the
your toes.
shore, it works.
Yeah.
But in the
See this
city,
parking lot and walking around
Exactly.
Spring Garden Street with
Right.
flip-flops on?
Yeah, it's fine.
That's a health hazard.
I agree.
You're not running. You got to run from somebody. They're not city wear.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. You get swooped.
Yeah, you're
We're
done.
done.
You're
Bro,
done.
bro's done. You get
Yeah.
swooped, you're done.
You're done.
Nah,
We're gonna do a short. We're gonna do a short.
Oh,
we
yeah.
gotta do a short of
Short.
him running in them.
Oh yeah, because it's gonna come off.
Yeah, fall,
Right?
fall, and then I'll sue
he's
the
gonna
company.
right, and then
Yeah,
he's
workman's comp.
Right.
Nah, forget it.
He's
He's
gonna
not
be running
running
down
them.
the street getting swooped.
Yeah.
And he's gonna step on glass. Where does he think he is?
He thinks he's in Sea Isle.
Yes, he does.
He wants to be in Sea Isle, so I think he just believes it all the time.
You're right.
So he dresses
You're
like
right.
it. If I dress like it, it will happen.
You're right. Is it time now for the brain?
Brain. Red, the brain finder.
La brain.
Good morning, guys. How are you?
What's
Brain?
up, buddy? What are you doing?
You look serious.
Yeah, you got that serious look to you.
No,
You
no,
didn't
no.
smile. You're like,
Yeah.
I'm never
Good morning.
serious.
Top of the morning.
I'm
to you.
never
Queen
serious.
V
You
asking
know
for
better
money.
than
What's going
that.
on? You look upset.
No, I'm not upset. I promise you, I'm not upset. Nope, not at all. Just doing work. Just looking at stuff. I literally, as we're always preparing for, I'm always doing stuff like every single second
Brady,
to the second I'm on.
Are you a
So I was
flip
just
flop
doing
guy?
stuff.
You wear flip flops?
I don't love them. You know, I'll tell you why. I can never find them. I think that are very comfortable. I know people usually like and think they're comfortable.
I like
They
slides.
usually. I have bad feet.
Yeah.
I have bad
I mean,
feet.
most of
I have
us
like
do.
arthritis in them, and sometimes like I just can't get them where they're comfortable. Do you know the shoes On? Have you ever heard of them?
The what?
On or On
Yeah,
shoes.
yeah.
On.
Yeah.
No.
That's like the only shoe I
Like
can
a new
wear.
trendy.
Like because my shoes are. It's Roger Federer. It
On cloud, yeah.
everyone I know wears them. I'm not joking around. I see everyone wearing
Roger
them.
Federer.
Yeah, you're being-
they're big in Palm Beach,
I'm
in
out.
West Palm
Yeah,
Beach
I'm out.
area.
Oh,
give me
man,
just
jeez,
give me a
man.
pair
They're
of Nike
comfortable.
Slides. I'm in. Like that's all I got to do. We're down the shore.
Just give me a pair of Air Max
I don't
90s
like
of
the,
it.
the only thing that he wears the flip flops, the thong flop. I don't like that thing between my toes.
dig it in,
man.
man.
Hate it. Hate it.
And I hate the snap when you can hear them walking,
Yeah,
little
that
snap.
Yes.
Ugh.
Yes.
Horrible.
Yeah. I
Horrible.
don't need to hear that
I don't
snap
know, so
against your
anyway,
heels.
Joe, where you stand on that? No, you don't wear flip flops. Of course not. Slides are cool. Slides work. Not on Spring Garden Street, but
No.
it works down the shore or in Florida, in Palm Beach. Like, hey,
Sure, you're not running. You got to run unless there's
Right,
a
right.
tsunami.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You're not running.
Yeah.
Here, you may have to run.
Yeah. Inappropriate footwear for the city.
Yeah.
All right, Brain. Let's talk some sports.
Yes, sir.
Let's talk some sports.
Looking forward to it.
Last night, Pacers. We liked the Pacers last night.
Yeah. Yeah, Pacers, look, I think they're the better team. I really do. it's interesting. You have a team that has more of the top heavy talent in New York theoretically, right? But Indiana, man, they're so deep. They never have a bad player on the court. They never have a bad player on the court. So they don't have to play their players 42 minutes a game like New York does. Okay. And I always say this, Anthony, and you get it, it inherently everyone, you don't even mean to do it. I always say we treat these players like they're John Madden characters. They're not human beings. And if you're playing at that level, at that intensity, how can you not get tired? How can you not? And yeah, they're not going to complain. They're going to do it. They're going to play the Knicks guys. But you see when Indiana has a real bench and they could play TJ McConnell 16 minutes. They could play Obi Toppin 18 minutes. They could play Benedict Mather in 17 minutes. And not only play these guys, but play these guys and play well, as opposed to they're trying to just get lucky, maybe get a few minutes from I can't think of the guy's name, that guy McBride or whatever.
Miles,
but they just Miles McBride. It's just they don't have the, and they try to play Shamden, who actually did a couple threes yesterday, but
yeah, he stinks.
It's just
should not be playing meaningful minutes in a playoff.
Crazy, he's still around. Yeah, I'll be honest. I didn't even know he was still in the NBA until last night. Did you?
Yeah. Well,
I didn't even know he was on the Knicks.
I knew he was on that team. Yeah.
I didn't know he was on the Knicks until last night. I really didn't. And I did not know that. I thought
you follow box scores like I do.
I didn't Landry Shamet, but I thought he was on the Clippers last night. So I don't even know. I didn't know he was on the Knicks. But anyway, yeah, I mean, they're a tough team. And it's funny, when I heard Donovan Mitchell, Anthony, did you know what he said after the series? It's funny. I hate people who don't give the other team credit. It's one of my biggest pet peeves. If someone kicks your butt, you don't have to be humiliated. Say, you know what? I give him credit. He was like, man, he goes, I got to tell you, he goes, they're just a really hard team to go against. He goes, they're extremely difficult with their pace of play. He goes, in their depth. He goes, they're really hard to play against. And I like the fact he wasn't like some tough
you know
guy.
What they do? They play defense. It's weird because in the regular season, early in the regular season, they just were about tempo, played no defense.
Were horrible.
Right.
Yeah, they were horrible.
They just went up and down the floor. And I'm watching them defend. And in the playoffs, it's all about defending, right? Possessions, half court. And, man, they get after you.
And my favorite, again, when they have these lists, most underrated player, I'm just going to call it the Aaron Nesmith Award. No one talks about this guy. The guy is like a perfect player to me. He plays great defense. He never misses a shot. Yeah. He's almost like a 50, 40, 90 guy. I mean, in fact, he may have been. I have to look it up, but he's actually, I'm curious if he was a 50, 40, 90 guy, because he just does everything well, and he'll never be listed as a guy that's like an all-star or whatever, but the guy can lock up. He makes every shot. Again, and the guy never misses. It's like, and Halliburton, look, give him credit. He got listed the most overrated player. He could have pouted. He's like, all right, I'll show you what overrated is.
Oh, man, he's been phenomenal. Phenomenal.
I got to ask you a question, Anthony. What was the trade the Sixers could have had? Do you know? I'm curious. Was there something they could have had Halliburton for Simmons, or you don't even know?
So it came out 100 times.
Unsolved mysteries?
It was the Halliburton and 2 first-round picks.
And players. Hold on.
It was Simmons, Tobias, and somebody else for Halliburton.
Is this like legit? Like,
I don't know. Maury denies it, but whatever.
Oh, it's something. Again, it's probably hard to admit that one.
Right.
I mean,
it was Halliburton, Buddy Hield, Harrison Barnes, and 2 first-round picks for Simmons, Tobias, and Matisse Thybulle. That was reported by Sixers beat writer Keith Pompey here in Philly.
I think what happened was, not that I know, because I obviously don't know, but this is me just being a weird speculative guy. At the time, and I've always liked Thybulle, and I probably overrated him. I have a feeling they probably were overrating Thybulle because of his defensive acumen, and maybe hoping he could be like a Bruce Bowen. They wanted to be 3-and-D. And my guess is just me, pure speculation. My guess is that maybe that one piece they just couldn't get over themselves.
Yeah,
would be my guess.
Yeah,
but again, sometimes they say, "What's it in life? The best trades are the ones you don't make."
Not this one.
Well, actually, Sacramento ended up trading him anyway. I take that back. They traded him anyway, Halliburton. So it really wasn't the case for them. But Yeah, I mean, God, that would have changed. You look at how the franchise would have changed if they'd made that, as opposed to, I guess Simmons became Harden, which became nothing. But man, everything would be a hell of a lot different.
All right, boys. Time now to take a look at tonight and where we stand.
I'm
All
at,
right, VG, where you at?
35 and 32. Went 1-2 last night. Cubs let me down.
All right, Brain.
You know what they call in soccer a clean sheet. Had a
Ooh.
clean sheet yesterday, 7-0.
Wow.
Good day.
Good for you,
Good
Brad.
day. We won 7-0.
Look at that.
7-0.
It's funny,
Brad on Brad.
Damn.
I gotta tell you, I had 5 picks ready to go. All 5 won on Labor Day. It would have been 12-0, and I was annoyed because I would have. We were off on Memorial Day.
Oh,
Not
my
Labor Day,
God.
Memorial
You would have
Day.
been 12-0?
Yeah,
Damn.
yeah. But the 5 of them didn't count because I wasn't. We weren't on the air.
He's
But
What's your record?
trying to
but yeah, it
separate
was-
himself from me.
We're now 66 and 55.
Whoa.
11 games.
No,
Over.
Whoa. VG looking up like
But
that.
I mean, he throws so much at the
No.
wall. He's gonna get more right than me.
7-0.
yeah, every now and then,
That's
exactly.
not throwing anything at the
Right.
wall.
Every now
7-0.
and then. We were due
good.
for a 7-0 night. We were due.
All right.
But
All right.
got
Before you
3
get in your
for
picks,
today.
real quick,
Yes,
the two playoff games, OKC, Minnesota, where you lean?
You know, it's funny. Yesterday, Parks had 9, and I was going to give it out. It's now down, I think, to 8, 8.5. So I'm going to lay out. I'm embarrassed to admit, I like Minnesota getting that many points. Do I think they're going to win? Absolutely not. But I do think that they've shown they can play with this team. I mean, they won the one game by 40. They lost the other game by 1 or 2, whatever it was.
Yeah, they came back.
I think they can. Saving their season, I think they can make it respectable. Do I think they're going to win? No. I think they'll probably lose. Let's say I think they lose by 6 or 7. If I was getting 9, I would have done it. But at 8, 8.5, just to lean. If it goes up to 9, I would recommend playing it. And then the hockey game, you know, it's funny. Same thing. It's funny. The line was minus 105, and I was going to give it out for Florida, and it's gone up to, I think, to minus like 125 or something like that. So it went up like 20 cents. So lean, yeah, I'm looking right, minus 134. So
I'll
it's
tell
gone
you
up
one thing.
30,
I love Florida.
30 cents.
I love them in the game. Carolina wins game 4. It was a slog, man. And they played really well. They don't have enough offense. They just don't have enough.
They scored well. Yeah.
They struggle. They labor to score. And I just don't see Florida.
It
being
is
held
so
back.
frustrating rooting for a team. They have to win almost like they almost have to win where a guy like it has no margin for error. Like a baseball pitcher, like Jamie Moyer throwing 86, like his location has to be good. They have to just everything kind of has to just be right. They have to kill every power play. They can't make a silly turnover. It's hard to win that way against a very good team. And look, we're probably looking at a rematch of last year's finals, right, guys?
Yeah, I think so.
Looks that way.
Yeah. Well,
Looks
especially
that
after
way.
last night. The oil.
Man.
But I definitely have an opinion
Yo,
on
what a
Florida.
third period.
By the way, Skinner was unbelievable last night. I mean, Dallas threw everything at him. They had 15 shots in the first period.
They did.
They
And
did.
then the
They
third
did.
period, the forechecking by Edmonton was ridiculous. They got all 3 or 4 shots
they're
Dallas
awesome.
in the
That
third
freaking
period.
McDavid's the greatest, man. He's just such a great player.
Yeah,
Draisaitl, my God.
for sure.
All right, boys.
Yeah, they're a tough team.
Yep. All right, what do you got?
You can't go if you can go with the Buccos every now and then. You grab them. I like them with Skeens today, plus 104 against the Diamondbacks. Gallen's been struggling a little bit. His ERA's over 5. Give me the Buccos.
You know, it's so funny. That's funny. I'm almost playing what you're playing, but I have a better play than your play, and you can't argue with me on this. You're going to be like, yeah, that actually makes sense. You're going to try. You can't even argue it. If you're a lawyer, show your work. How can you say your play is better than mine? You can't.
I just don't like the 5-inning
can't.
bets. That's all I'm saying.
All right. Well, I like the 5-inning bets because I don't have to deal with the dreck that is the Pittsburgh Pirates bullpen. They have one pitcher with an ERA less than like 6 in the bullpen. It's their closer, Santana. But everyone else has an ERA. It's just Scenes will pitch 6 innings. He's not going to pitch 7. He's going to pitch 6 innings. But I like the Pirates in the 5-inning line. I agree with VG. You're still taking a price.
They both win.
Gallen, his ERA is over 5. I have no interest in taking the Pirates after Paul Skeens is out of the game. None. Zilch. Taking the 5-inning line
I don't
removes
know
that.
how the Pirates won yet. last night. The Arizona was winning 6-0.
I turned it off. I stopped because I won the 5-inning bet because I laid a half run on the 5-inning line because I didn't want to lay the big price. And then I saw they gave up 9 runs in the 7th inning.
The Diamondbacks have lost 6 or 7. They're in a bad stretch right now. The Diamondbacks.
I know, but they're up 6-0.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a box score head, right? And so next thing I look, I see if the Pirates take the lead and they won.
Same thing happened to me.
You know why? Because that Pirates bullpen shut them down.
I love you, BG.
Hey, man.
I tell you what.
They're on a heater.
I tell you what.
They're on a heater.
When it is 2-1 after 5 innings, Pittsburgh, and then tomorrow when we're talking, you're like, man, Pittsburgh was winning the game. What happened? I don't want to hear anything.
It'd be a clean sheet. What? I'm going Tampa Bay -110 against Minnesota. Well, Drew Rasmussen on the mound today.
You like Rasmussen?
I do.
Oh.
All right.
Well, we again, this is similar to the Pirates thing. Why I like the Pirates 5-inning line. I half agree with you, VG. But Pablo Lopez has been sensational.
He has.
Why mess around with who's going to win the game?
The under first 5.
Oh, again, this opened at 5. I'd say taking off the rubber band. I took off the rubber band for this one. When it was 5, I unloaded on this. Still now 4.5. Still love it. This line should be, to me, 3.5 to 4. Okay. I did the 5-inning line because once again, I don't like dealing with bad bullpens. Don't trust either bullpen except outside of the closer. I like under 4.5 in this game. Rasmussen 2.60 ERA, Lopez 2.31. This game should be 1-1. Let's call it after 5. Love the under.
All right. This is my last one. I'm going Europa final.
Oh, is that today?
Yeah, I think so. Is it today? I thought it was today.
Andrew, is that today?
Yeah, it's Chelsea.
Chelsea, Real Betis.
Oh, but that's not.
Betis, yeah.
No, I'm thinking
It's not Europa. It's the third tier.
When's the Champions League final?
Champions
Saturday,
League. That's Sunday, the 31st. Yeah.
All right. I'm going over 2.5 goals with Chelsea and Real Betis. -137.
There you go.
You can't even say it.
When the VG gives out a soccer game, I know
you're like
it's
unbeaten in the soccer.
I've been okay with the soccer. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. I know it's.
Did you get Andrew's
you probably like.
I didn't run it by him today.
Yeah. What do you got?
I got one more.
You only got 3 today?
This game. I only got 3 today because the line's changed and a bunch of other stuff I liked, unfortunately. So I don't want to give out. I'm not going to give out stuff that moves. Dante DiVincenzo. It's funny. I got over 7.5 last game. It's still 8.5. Park's best line in the world. It's 9.5 in most places. Park still was 8.5. Grab that 8.5. It's won 70% this year. At 21 last game. For them to win, they need people who can score. He can score. He's still getting the same minutes, same shot attempts. Okay, and he averaged over 11 in the regular season. 8.5 is too low. It is. I know the Thunder have a great defense. I get it. But this should be 10.5. At least 10. You know, I think 8.5 is too low. Give me Dante D over the 8.5 points is my third and final.
What do you think of that Alexander Walker over?
Anthony, do you know what it was 2 games ago? 6.5.
Like
do you know what it was this game?
8.5?
9.5. They raised it 3 points.
Oh.
They raised it. That is, I mean, they raised it 3 points. Now listen.
It's funny.
I think it's merited.
I don't follow the numbers.
Mm-hmm.
I just give you what I think.
It was 6.5.
He's playing a lot of minutes. And they need him to score.
He averaged 9.5. Anthony, he averaged 9.5 during the season. And they were making his over-under only 6.5. And I bet a couple times him over 6.5 points. He averaged 9.4 in the regular season, which is a legitimate good. He's going to get a nice payday, by the way. I think he's a free agent. I think he's going to get like a decent sum of money. Yeah, I think he's going to get a decent sum of money. I really do believe that. But in the postseason, now he had that massive, great last game, which raised his average. But he was only averaging around like 7, but he got like 20 some last game, so he's up to averaging 9. But but they really raised it significantly. So for me, that's not even a lean either way because I think it's the right number.
Sounds good, buddy. Listen, great stuff as always, my brother. Enjoy.
Appreciate you guys both.
Good luck, 7-0.
Be good, guys.
Here you go.
Your brain.
The brain.
Be good.
All right, let's talk about some of our friends. Tell you all about our partners and friends like Parks Casino. We just talk about the brain. Parks Casino just announced Wow. Hannah Berner headlines Parks Casino on September 19th. That's right. The great comedian Hannah Berner. Plus the classic rock band, Kansas.
All we are is dust in the wind.
That's the Excite Center on October the 4th. Comedian Joey Diaz, August 23rd. Parks Casino, our casino of choice. They got it all action, excitement, headline entertainment just outside Philadelphia, Ben Salem, Bucks County. Thousands of hot slots, state-of-the-art sportsbook, beautiful poker room, all-weather beer garden, collection of award-winning restaurants. Parks Casino, this is how you win. May 30th, country artist Ashley McBride.
Never wanted to be that girl. Never wanted to hate myself.
June 6th, Taj Mahal Kev Mo.
Woke up this morning, my mind had some stage blues.
July 3rd, Gary Clark Jr.
Here come old flap top.
He come grooving up slowly.
It's still my favorite. July 12th, comedian Mark Norman. September 6th, UB40.
Red wine.
Comedian Russell Peters, September 27th. September 20th, Australian Pink Floyd.
Oh. Hey, teachers, leave those kids alone.
See, Andrew does a great Brit.
Oh, yeah.
He's good at doing the Brit.
You're right.
He does a really good Brit. Does the Irish brogue and the Brit.
Solid.
November 15th, Bill Murray's Blood Brothers. That's right. A night of blues and old-time rock and roll. ParksCasino.com to buy tickets for all shows. Is how you win. Parks Casino. Got to be 21. Gambling problem, please call 1-800-GAMBLER. All right. Let me tell you about Cherry Hill Kia. That's it. Cherry Hill Kia, baby. Got to go see my man Bill at Cherry Hill Kia. He's got you hooked up. Of course, Cherry Hill Kia, part of the Folk Auto Group, Charlie Folk, who's got it all. All those dealerships across South Jersey. Charlie's one of these guys. You would love him. His son's a quarterback. He's just a football guy, loves his kids. Just a great dude, man. Just wants a family business. It's all about family over there, right? All the guys. Bill, who runs Cherry Hill Kia, right? Dante runs Cherry Hill Jeep. Just the best. Check it out. They're celebrating great savings. Forget about holiday sales. It's savings all the time. There's over 450 new Kias to choose from, over 40 Tellurides, over 100 Sportages, over 35 Carnivals, over 75 Celtos, over 80 Souls.
Love the Kia Soul.
You're the soul. You're a soul man.
I'm a soul man.
You are. Kia, the hottest automotive brand in the country for a reason. 7 of their models received 2025 Car and Driver Editor's Choice Awards. It's amazing considering there were more than 450 models tested. Only 20 models industry-wide received the award. Combine that with the best warranty in the automotive business, 10 years, 100,000-mile powertrain, 5 years, 60,000-mile bumper to bumper. Stop in today. Tell them Cuz sent you. You're going to get a $100 restaurant.com gift card. You take a test drive. That's all you got to do. Come in for an appraisal. They're going to hook you up. Tell Bill I sent you go there. He's going to work with you, get you a great deal, get you the Cuz deal. All right? I know people buy Kias elsewhere. I just don't know why. Don't get it.
Like a solid bumper to bumper. That's a good warranty. 60,000.
It is. Online 24/7 Kia of cherryhill.com. We got Murph, our man, great columnist.
He's running a minute late. He'll be right here.
All right.
Just so you know, our singing breaking news: Casey and the Sunshine Band is sold out at the Excite Center. I like to think
we definitely did
yes,
that.
We did. We had something to do with that. No one realized how many good hits they had until we started singing them.
You like that? What was your favorite Casey and the Sunshine Band?
I like shake, 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 shake your booty, shake your booty. I like I'm Your Boogeyman. There's so many. I like the whole catalog.
You're Boogeyman.
I do.
You seem to like that
I am
the
in
most.
I am not being facetious or sarcastic. I do respect Casey and the Sunshine Band. I think they're super talented.
All right.
Or him.
All right. I like it. All right. We got coming up too a little bit later. We got a couple guys in. Remember Todd Fedoruk?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. Great dude. Great dude. Todd and Kevin Emore have a wonderful charity event. Tony Voce, who passed. It's Tony Voce Foundation. Youth hockey, the whole thing.
Cool.
Todd's here. You're going to talk about it.
Nice.
They're gonna stop in studio. I would have missed the Phillies tonight.
Yeah,
I mean, I'll be honest with you.
I was actually thinking about. I was like, what am I going to watch tonight? People tell me to watch this Pee-wee Herman documentary. I was like, yeah, what am I going to watch with no Phillies on tonight? No Oilers on tonight.
Can I tell you? I hate Pee-wee Herman.
Why?
I hate him. Hate him.
I can see you hate
I hate him.
Pee-wee's Big Adventure.
I don't even understand how that's funny. I hate him.
Oh wow, is he a hate the face guy for you?
Yes.
Oh man.
God.
Oh, that's
Oh,
wrong.
I don't know why people like him.
Pee-wee's Big Adventure is a great film.
Filmed. The frig out of here. Filmed. It's you probably like him.
I grew up with it.
Yeah.
So when I was a kid, I watched Pee Wee's Playhouse.
Large Marge.
Yeah, God knows what kind of nefarious things were going on there.
Well, he did
Nothing in the Playhouse. Outside the Playhouse.
in a movie theater in Santa Barbara or whatever, right?
In a theater like Voce, we've never stepped into.
Gone in a New York Minute.
I don't understand it. Why you find it funny? I don't get it. I will say he was good in the movie Blow.
Wow, he's Paul Rubens in that, right?
Yeah, he was the.
He's not Pee-wee.
Yeah, I did the little car, all that stuff. I just don't even understand it. I didn't get the comedy gene.
No,
I don't know what it is. Yeah, I didn't get it.
I feel for you. I wish you could get hypnotized and get the comedy gene.
I don't get it. Oh my God. Hey, by the way, our man Tasty Cake Dom is about to go under the knife.
Damn.
All right?
Yeah.
So Tasty Cake, we wish you're going to come through this swimmingly, all right? You're strong. You're a lion, all right? It's going to be good.
Yeah, send you some good healing vibes.
And then we're to get you over here. We want to host you here one day.
We should have.
Poor Tasty Cake Dom's been going
He's
through it.
been through the ringer a bit, man.
A bit. He's had several surgeries
I know.
on his leg.
He's such a great human being.
He's a great guy. He's the best. So we send our prayers and wishes to Tasty Cake Dom.
Sure.
One of the best. All right. From the Inquirer, the great columnist, our good friend of the show, new dad, our buddy David Murphy. Murph!
What's up?
Oh, he's got the ping hat on today. Is he Adirondack?
I'm trying to summon some sunshine.
What do you think of? Are you a big Pee-wee Herman fan?
I was never allowed to watch Pee-wee Herman growing up.
Good for your father.
Yeah.
I would ban it too.
I'm not trying to suggest anything about your parenting, but the Murphy household that was not allowed. We were a little strict.
Did you see his movies have you seen his movies as an adult?
Now, so as an adult, the key word being adult, why would I watch Pee-wee Herman? You
guys are just missing it, man.
Yeah, I would say he was ripping me because I don't have the gene. I don't have the stupid comedy gene. I don't have it.
It's high class comedy. It's not stupid.
Well, you also have to keep in mind, I was still a kid when he got arrested for his little incident, and I feel like after that, it kind of
they were putting the Murphys were putting the stop on that.
It dulled the shine.
Yeah,
dulled the shine.
No pun intended.
All right, lots to get to. Yo, this Phillies team, they're such a beast. They're such a tough team to play in the series because, I mean, look at it last night. Ranger was ridiculous last night, and it just comes at you. Wheeler, Luzardo, who's a co-ace, right? Sanchez, Ranger. Your fifth starter right now is Nola. It's unbelievable. You got two kids. You got Painter waiting. You got the other kid going. They're just a beast, dude.
Yeah, I actually wrote about it today, the Wheeler-Luzardo thing. And I sat down and I wanted to compare them to Doc and Cliff. Just to see what see what the numbers were. And you know what? Here's a great bit of trivia. So Luzardo and Wheeler this year both are averaging 6 innings per start and under 2.5 ERA through 11 starts. Name the last Phillies starting pitcher duo to open a season in their first 11 starts with a sub 2.5 ERA and 6 innings per start.
So that had to be, did it have to be Doc and Lee?
It was. Cole Hamels and the great Aaron Harang.
What?
Oh my God. Aaron Harang.
Dude, you should have seen me. I was all fired up to write this great story comparing these two, and I sit down and the last two to do it were Cole Hamels and Aaron Harang in
Aaron
20.
Harang.
Yeah.
What,
I'll be honest
what was
with you.
Harang's ERA at the end of the season?
That's the thing. It was 2.02 through 11 starts.
And he
And
became Harang.
from that point on, he had 6.86 ERA and then never
Yeah.
pitched in the again. So
No, but
yeah,
it's a great story, great comparison of those two. Because if it's like yesteryear, if it's today, Wheeler and Luzardo are going 8, 9 complete games.
Right.
If it was 15 years ago.
Yeah, and that's a big thing. And you know what? Like that's what I've said kind of all along about this team. Look, I've got some issues with the way Dave Dombrowski has assembled his roster over the years. I've disagreed with several of the things that he's done. But this offseason in particular, I think they kind of made the best out of what they had at their disposal. Assuming that they only had, whatever, $30 or $40 million to spend. I think they look at their roster and they said, look, there's nothing we can do with the resources that we have, and keep in mind with the open roster spots that we have, because it's not like there was any spots in the lineup other than left field. They said, look, we're not going to be able to get our this lineup to a point where it can compete with what the Dodgers and Mets are going to do this offseason. We just don't have it. I mean, the Mets had $200 million to spend. The Dodgers don't have any spending limits. So they said, look, what we can do is try to put this team in a position where if we do get to a postseason series, we can give ourselves a chance to win that series. And I think by trading for Luzardo, they did that. And look, it was a risk, and it still is, because the guy, Rob Thompson, first question I asked him in spring training when I was down there, first day of spring training, was Luzardo. So I thought people were sleeping on him a little bit because, 2 years ago he was maybe not a Cy Young guy, but he was definitely
he was an elite. He was a one.
He pitched game one against Wheeler in the wild card, and has always had stuff. And I asked him about him, and the first thing he said is, got to keep him healthy. And this past week, he said the exact same thing. Not necessarily about Luzardo, but about all these guys. Got to keep him healthy. So, look, Luzardo's never pitched 180 games in the season. He's coming off. He's been a guy that has had some injury issues. Same thing with Ranger last year. That's the other thing about their start. Ranger was even better than him last year. We forget about that. Ranger had a 1.75 ERA through 11 starts. We saw how that happened. So, but the thing with Luzardo that he has that Ranger doesn't necessarily has, he has that number one stuff. And if you can get to the postseason and back him, put Wheeler in game one and back him up with Luzardo in game two, all of a sudden, that alone, it's not necessarily Greinke, Kershaw, or Cole Verlander, but those are the names that you're comparing it to. Strasburg, Scherzer, teams that can win a World Series with these two starters. That's the kind of tandem that they have right now.
Yeah, I'm with you. And look, we know they need a bullpen piece or two, but I do like the roles they have. Kerkering looks good in the 7th. Strom looks good in that 8th spot, and Romano settled down.
Yeah, look, that's the Doc Lee thing. What made that team win 102 games is they had those 5 guys in the rotation, and then they had Madsen and I'll be honest with you, I forget who if Lidge was still there at that point or not, but
he wasn't there in 11, but he started.
But there was some. They had you went 7. It started went 7 strong, and then you just needed the 8th and the 9th. And the scary thing about the Phillies is I don't even know if they have 2 guys, let alone 4. Look, I thought Strom's outing last night was really encouraging. He's just looked a little different this year. Not obviously he's been effective, but his velocity is down enough that I wonder if there's something else going on and whether he's going to be able to make it through the whole thing. but his fastball looked a lot better last night, and I think that's a big thing. Frankly, I've said for a year and a half now that he's their best high leverage guy. I mean, he's the guy you have the most confidence in when he goes out there. So if he can get back to that point, like I think he ends up the closer at some point. No offense to Romano, it's just the guy doesn't exactly exude confidence out there on the mound. It's just my anxiety level watching him, it just like bleeds through the television, So yeah, I mean, I think you need someone to replace Luzardo. Would love for Kerkering to be that, but look, I think a closer needs to have a swing and miss fastball.
I agree.
And you see it with Kerkering.
You got to get another back end arm that's got a big arm. Kerkering's not it. I mean, he's got great stuff, which I think makes him effective in the 7th or 8th. Yeah, but to be a back end piece, you got to have a big arm. I'm completely with you.
And maybe this is the year that you just bite the bullet and trade, someone you don't want to trade for a Mason Miller or whoever the guy is.
I mean, geez, like you look at if you had Mason Miller to Romano.
Yep. I mean, look, that's the formula, and like you said, this Phillies team with the way that I'm with you. Like, you don't want to face. Nobody wants to face this team in a series. Yeah. Say what you will about the Mets last year. I think that series was a little bit of a fluke. But this team has it, and especially when they have confidence in their starting pitching, and I think that they've got the formula. They've got 2 guys who can win 4 games on their own in a series, and then they have a lineup that is really tested and just kind of has that X factor that knows how to grind out playoff wins. Yeah, and like you said, we saw it last night. I mean, Strider was great last night, but they're coming back from a long road trip. Hadn't played a real major league team in probably 2 weeks, and yet there it was. They still own the Braves. So yes, I think last night was very much a preview of the postseason. I think it's the one win out of this whole 8, 9, 10 game winning streak that can really make you legitimately start to say, okay, maybe this does have it,
Yeah. By the way, is Strider a top 3 hate the face for you?
Hate the face. How about the quads? I
hate the body.
I'm sitting there with Rebecca last night, and she's like, she's not a sports fan. I've watched more Grey's Anatomy over the last 8 weeks than I know even existed. It's still going. But we're sitting there watching the game last night, and she's like, is that pitcher's pants really small? Are they really small? I was like, no, he's just got really big legs. She's like, yeah, and a butt. I was like, okay, all right, let's relax.
Yeah, let's put Grey's Anatomy on.
Yeah, I mean, you can't be talking like that. Oh,
yeah.
My God.
Yeah, you hate the WB Mason face is just, it's definitely an all-timer. Who's up there with him?
Oh, God. Well, we went through a list. God, we got Romo, Marchand, Grayson Allen, Larry Bird, Pete Alonso, Nimmo, David Wright, Dan Ugla, Sid the Kid, Cat, Evan Turner, Zeke Elliott.
Yeah. I'm trying to think. I got some good. I need to sit down. Papelbon's a good one, but I got to sit down and come up with, because there's certain guys, even contemporary guys, but there's a few of them where I'm just like, guy could be the nice. Alonso's a good one, because you know what's funny is I mean, obviously we'll always remember him by doing the deadlifts in the tunnel before the home run derby, but then I cover that series last year and go to his press conference, and by the end of it, I'm like, you know what, I really like this guy.
I know.
He's actually a really good dude. Who everybody would love.
Yeah.
He's like a hate the neck guy. There's something about his neck and shoulders.
Yeah. Well,
but he's actually a really thoughtful, nice, pleasant guy that you listen to and you're like, oh wow, I'm kind of a jerk.
No, I know. It's sports hate. It's not real.
I know. I know. So the worst part about our jobs is we can't, we get too personally exposed to these guys sometimes it's more fun when you can kind of just hate from a distance.
The worst thing is to know how the sausage is made. Right?
Exactly.
Like, it really is. Like, you're like, I don't want to know this stuff. Like I hear things and I'm like, oh, I don't want to know. It ruins it for you. It really does.
Yeah.
Hey, let me get you one other story that's because it's Eagles OTA day. 99 days until kickoff. All right. So we had this debate this morning with Zach Berman, and I'd be curious to see what you think. So Zach was talking about the new offense and Kevin Patullo as the new OC, and he believes that they're going to want to throw the ball more. And they want to come out and they want to be a throwing team. And I got to tell you, I think it's a mistake. I don't think they should become a volume throwing team. Every time they've tried it, it hasn't worked. Last year for 4 games, throw. It didn't do anything, right? Interceptions, turnovers. It's not who Jalen is. It's no shame in being a great quarterback when you throw off the run. Like when you have a powerful run game and now all of a sudden you got man on the outside, that's what makes it, right? Like that's what makes him great. Dropping the ball in windows. I don't think he's a guy that you want to sit back and let him dart down the field 35, 40 times a game.
No, so it's funny you bring that up because I agree with you. But I looked at, because I actually was going into the draft or even I think free agency. I kept on saying what this team needs underrated is a slot receiver, because I'm with you. With that team last year,
he doesn't throw over the middle.
You don't want to change anything, but here you got to keep in mind. One, what happens if Saquon Barkley gets hurt? What if you can't? Because he's the difference. If you can't just plug Kenny Gainwell or whoever in there or Will
Jay Dillon, Will Shipley.
Will Shipley from Clemson. You can't just plug guys like that in there. Like the difference in that Eagles team last year was Saquon Barkley finishing those runs and getting yards that other people couldn't. If he gets hurt, that goes away. 2, the NFL is adapt or die, and all these maniac defensive coordinators are spending an entire offseason trying to figure out how to stop this ground and pound offense. You can't get complacent. But
there's a difference between
yes.
Yeah, I mean, and changing the soul of who you are. I'm not saying I agree. Yeah. You don't want to have a heavy the workload that Saquon did last year. I know too well about McCaffrey and what happened to McCaffrey, that sort of thing. But again, there's a difference. I
agree. I would guess that, put it this way, I think if they're actually going to try to come out here and go 4 wide and scrap everything they did last year, then yeah, that's a mistake. I would guess that Patullo's preaching the message that he thinks the team needs to hear and maybe opponents need to hear, where, look, I'm with you. In a perfect world, you do exactly what you did last year, But my point at the beginning of the offseason was, I think, even if Barkley stays healthy, I think they're going to need this offense to be they're going to need it to be more open at some point, because we forget, because of the way the Super Bowl went and just the numbers that Barkley put up. There were a lot of times last season where you watched this offense and you were just like, dude, what are they doing? Are they going to be able to do this all year? Even at the beginning of the Bengals game until it opened up. At some point, I just think they're going to have to open up the field a little bit. And they're so reliant on, the case in point is the game A.J. Brown was hurt in Tampa. If you're that dependent on one guy, that's a problem, because guys get hurt, and guys get taken away. So I think that they need to find a way to open up the passing game a little bit. In a perfect world, you don't need it at all, but it has to be there, because I think they are going to need it at some point.
Yeah, I get that. I mean,
yes, I would not. Yeah,
that's not who he is, though. That's not who Jalen is. Jalen's a different type of quarterback, right? That if you're a man on the outside, he doesn't go over the middle. He doesn't look good going over the middle, at times. Finding guys that sit in space, right? They underutilize Goddard. You have 2 elite receivers on the outside, and you have Goddard that work at the seams, and they underutilize him. And
I'm with you 100%.
Yeah,
I'm with you 100%. And I think that's frankly, I think it's the mistake they made, 2 years ago. Really what they did last year was get back to what they did in Jalen's first year, where everyone was like, oh man, they can't run it 300 times in a season, can they? And guess what? They can. And I think it was the great thing that Howie did in getting Saquon is he realized what he had. I mean, the best thing you can say about Sirianni and Roseman is that they really and Vic to a certain extent, you know, they adapt to the personnel that they have and they know what they do well and they know what their players do well and they're going to do it and they're going to try to put them in a position to succeed. So I guess I'm with you. I guess I just don't buy that they're going to really, you know, do it because it wouldn't make any sense. I mean, you know, Sirianni, that's his biggest strength is you know, he does not have the ego. You know, he's not McVay, he's not Bill Walsh, he doesn't have his scheme where he's like, I got to run my scheme. You know, I just want to get these guys in a position where they're going to win. And I think they're going to do that. But yeah, if they are, Jalen is not that guy. And if they're going to try to make him that guy again, then it's a total mistake, you know? I just won't actually believe what they're saying until I see it, you know?
Yeah. And again, I don't want people to construe that it's a slight because it's not. Like, you know, he played great. It was great quarterback play, right? That's how you win. Like, you win within an offense, right? Like, they try to take away, they load the box, that leaves man on the outside. He makes that throw all day long in his sleep, right? Drops in the bucket. But we're, you know, just to reiterate, we know that with the other way it looks, where you're just going to come out slinging it. That's
well, I would say it's not even just it's funny about the quarter, and I'm a huge quarterback guy.
Yeah,
but it's the position has gotten us to get these guys have become such rock stars that we forget that the position was never supposed to be and never was for a long time bigger than the game itself. And I think the guy you look at is Aaron Rodgers, or, you know, where it's like, guy's the most talented quarterback probably besides Andrew Luck that I've ever seen, you know, and the guy's won one Super Bowl in large part because he got high in his own supply in his prime, and he did. And he's been his own. And
he's invoke a Scarface line too.
He's been his own worst enemy since then, you know, because it's like all of a sudden it's like, I'm Aaron Rodgers, I'm the quarterback. This is what quarterbacks are supposed to do. We win games. When in reality, it doesn't have to be that way. And I think you're kind of seeing in the NFL it shift a little bit from Purdy and the Niners to you know, even Lamar Jackson, you know, where you don't have these stereotypical drop back guys that have to throw it 50 times a game. You know, you find a guy who you can win with, and then you just get him to play that role rather than having to be, you know, the guy that everyone's writing the Sports Illustrated cover stories about. You know?
Rogers is still high. What he's doing with Pittsburgh, I mean,
yeah, well, it's ridiculous.
Just show up.
He's the worst.
Going there and show up.
He became a giant. He's as bad as Favre.
Yes,
he's a hateable guy.
He's so.
And I used to love. You're right. You want to talk about? He made a throw. I closed my eyes. There's a couple throws that pop out of my head. It's against the Cowboys. Packers are dry, or like they got no time left. And he's trying to get him in the position for a game-winning field goal. He makes a throw on the sidelines that was like 9 inches off the ground, right? 25 yards along the sidelines. It was one of the most amazing on the run. I was like, damn, this dude, he had a great arm. Like, amazing. Great arm.
Yep.
I mean, it makes some eye-popping throws.
Yeah, athletic. He had it all.
He was amazing.
Mm-hmm.
He's just a hateable dude.
The problem is he got high in his own talent, and then he got high on ayahuasca, and it's not a good combination.
Brother, great stuff. How's the baby?
It's great. He's great. It's Max is going through a bit of a growth spurt right now, so he was a little fussy last week for a couple of days, but he's great. It's awesome. He slept 8 hours last night.
Oh, nice.
That's good for you. You look good. You look refreshed.
Yeah, I mean, it's like time is still kind of a flat circle a little bit, so it's like, it's an adjustment. But yeah, I feel great. Max is doing great. Mom's doing great. It's good. It's awesome. It's the best thing. It's the best thing I've ever done. You know,
dude. And then someday,
it's like come on this show every day or every week.
Well, we love you. So when at some point, right? You're going to be me. And
Right.
my Anthony's 15. So they do a school trip. Now, it's a part of his service thing too. He's in Costa Rica. It's his first time away from home. And like, I'm like a nervous wreck, like constantly texting him. You got to call me before you go to bed. You know, we're tracking him on the phone, the whole thing. They go from that little peanut that you have, Max, to then, you know, to that. And then, and you're like, what the freak?
I can't even imagine. I really can't. You shared that picture at one point with your son drooling on your chest when he was, you know, just a few weeks ago. And it's just like, it's insane. I can't imagine what that experience is like for someone who's seen that transform over, you know, a really short period of time.
Yeah, that's what you're gonna see. It's beautiful, man. It's life, right? Mm-hmm. And I can tell what kind of dad you are. So you're gonna cherish everything, brother.
Yeah, he's starting to smile and play. So it's like I'm already becoming the play guy.
Oh, you're gonna be his best friend, man. He's gonna, Daddy, there's nothing better, warms your heart when you come home and they're like, Daddy, Daddy. Like, oh, you just melt.
Yeah.
Drop to your knees and play with them. Oh, it's the best.
I'll give you advice. I don't have kids, but all my friends have kids. I'll give you advice I've learned from observing. Start a college fund and start a sports fund, especially like baseball.
Yeah, we'll have to. I can't, you know, the youth sports thing, that's a whole nother thing. We'll have to get into that at some point.
Oh, dude, I got you covered there, cuz. By the way, I'll keep some hand-me-downs because I got bats that are $450.
You know how it is. Every year it's a new bat they got.
I know, dude. It's ridiculous.
I know. All my friends' kids are at that age right now, and it's totally insane. I mean, it's gonna be. Don't get me wrong. It's, you know, I'm looking forward to it if he plays sports and.
Dude, it's the greatest, man. I mean, it really is. They both play football. My little one travel baseball and football. Like
rowing.
Andy's rowing. My worst nightmare is the fall because he plays quarterback and he has to play fall baseball. So they don't let you. They make you play fall baseball.
Wow. Yeah, the baseball's nuts. Like a buddy of mine's big in the Plymouth Township baseball, and it's just like, you know, it's insane what they're doing to these kids. You know, really, Little League has kind of polluted everybody's mind. The Little League World Series, you know, because it's just like these guys are, you know, they spend their childhoods chasing this appearance on ESPN, and it's like, you know, they've got
insane. We're going there. We'll be there. We'll be
every
there.
holiday.
Yeah, it's freaking
every holiday, every weekend. It's just like, man.
Mother's Day, Father's Day. You know.
Yep.
Here's my oldest. Yeah. Here he is. He's in the middle of the hair, and he's playing soccer with a bunch of little kids. They do service.
Nice.
He's a tank.
Yeah, he's a linebacker. Yeah. There's Anthony.
How old is he?
He's 15.
Wow.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good genes.
He lifts
or squats or something.
He's squatting like 550. He's stronger than me. I go like, oh my God, I got old man strength, and he's stronger than me, the kid. My brother, awesome. I love you. We can talk all day long, buddy. You're the best.
Yeah.
Thanks,
all right. Thanks, guys. Always love it.
See you, brother. He's terrific. All right, let's take care of some business. And Todd and Kevin are out there. I want to talk to Todd and Kevin about a great charity event. Talk a little hockey action. That's it. Let's talk a little Rothman Orthopedics. Yes, Rothman, keeping you in motion. Look, I got the Neck Brothers here. VG and Andrew. Both have neck procedures.
Yes.
Andrew's walking around like Spider in Goodfellas with the neck brace.
He looks like the guy in every sitcom that got hit by a car.
Yeah.
He come in with the big foam neck thing
he's got
on.
the big foam neck thing. He's right there. But listen, very serious procedure.
Mm-hmm.
And both guys trusted Rothman. I had my Achilles tendon. Thanks to Rothman. Kept you in motion. That's what they do. They want to get you back to doing what you love. You're that weekend warrior, you're like me, keeping up with the kids. You know how tough it is when your body doesn't cooperate, and that's where Rothman Orthopedics comes in. Whether it's pain for playing your favorite sport, an old injury, or just age, Rothman's team of experts is here to help. With evidence-based care and a mission to restore your mobility, they're going to get you back on your feet and back to doing what you love. They have a team for every body part. Foot, all right, elbow, shoulder, neck, knee, back, you name it, a team for each body part right here in our backyard. Don't let pain hold you back. Visit RothmanOrtho.com/PHLY to schedule your appointment today and get back to being your best self. Rothman Orthopedics, we're getting you back to your game is their mission.
All right, let's talk beer. Beer.
Beer.
Light beer. Let's talk good tasting light beer, like Pabst Light. I think I had too many of them. I don't know if you can have too many of them, but I had like 6 of them during the whole Metallica Sunday. And Pabst Light is a new light modern beer from Pabst Brewing Company. It's only 96 calories. It's only 3.5 grams of carbs, and it's full of crisp, refreshing flavor. They use high quality ingredients, so you get that high quality beer at a smart, approachable price. And it retains the fun, independent spirit Pabst is known for, but it's light, and your waistline loves it. You don't have to buy new jeans when you're drinking a lot of Pabst Light. It's good for you. Learn more about the new Pabst Light at PabstLight.com. Please drink responsibly, and you must be 21 or older.
Beer. All right, let's take a moment and then invite our friends in to tell us about a great charity endeavor. All right, so hit it, Andrew. We have a transition video to reset the set.
Transition.
We're going to do the set.
Transition.
Joey, get ready to get the set up.
You're like a pit crew, Joey.
My video's broken. Something happened to my video.
That's all right. Oh, you want to just bring him in?
We can just bring him in, yeah. We'll set it up while we do that, yeah.
Yeah. Come on, we'll do it like that. Listen, we don't need a whole set breakdown. Go ahead, Joey. Work your magic. Work your magic, Joey. This is all, just do whatever you can do. It doesn't matter. Come on here. Look, it's all right. It's hello. It's Joey.
Hey, how you doing?
Joey the skater, not the boarder, the skater.
I'm the skater.
I don't want to be corny. Look at this. There's the pit crew. This is it. Now I'm on an island. Hello. I feel like these desks, I feel like I'm in grade school. These desks. Look at Todd. Todd and Kevin. Look at that. We're almost ready for you, buddy. What's up, my brother? Good to see you, Kev. It's great to see you, man. You kidding me? Without a doubt.
I didn't know I was coming into a live show.
Yeah, this is a live show. Usually we'll have a transition video.
Okay.
But the video is not working. The wonders of technology. So live TV, live digital TV. We have our, listen, to me, grab that mic. It's just about being real and authentic. All right? That's what it is. So, Kev, tell us a little bit about what's going on here. The Tony Voce Foundation and how important it is. This is a wonderful thing that you guys are doing right now. A great man that was lost.
Yeah, so I think talking about the Tony Voce Foundation and what the work that we're doing starts with talking about who Tony Voce was.
Yeah.
And Tony's probably the most underappreciated local Philadelphia athlete in recent memory. Tony was a kid from Northeast Philadelphia, Parkwood, was my line mate at Archbishop Bryan High School a long time ago now, but went on to Lawrence Academy, Boston College, was a finalist for the Hobie Baker there, which is the hockey equivalent to the Heisman.
Yeah.
Won a national championship at Boston College. I mean, if he did those things as a Duke basketball player, everybody in the city would know Tony Voce.
Right, and this is a local guy who plays for the Flyers, right? Mm-hmm. Like who plays in the Flyers system.
Yep.
The Phantoms, like that's a big deal.
It's a big deal. And it's just because hockey's such a unique sport, a small community. I don't think as many people know about the accomplishments of Tony's career, and went on to play professionally, was the first local Philadelphia guy to ever be signed by the Flyers, played a few years with the Phantoms and finished his career up overseas. But like most athletes, and Tony and I played together growing up. I was ended up going to Army and went to West Point and played. And Tony went another direction.
Oh, that's awesome.
At BC, a lot of professional athletes have a similar challenge of veterans when they transition out of their calling, because it really is a calling for athletes. And Tony, I think, kind of was trying to figure out his way working in finance and things like that. But when I came home a couple years ago, Tony was working with kids and developing youth hockey players, and not just helping them as they're a 10-year-old and learning to skate, but helping them navigate kind of a complicated world of both professional junior hockey and college hockey. And he's really served as a mentor to kids in the local area. And just his name in the hockey community was so powerful, and was able to make a lot of pathways for kids that are in college now, kids that are on their way to college, kids that are playing pro overseas. And he had just had such a huge influence on the local hockey community here. So when he passed last summer, we took it upon ourselves, a lot of his friends locally, Flyers alumni, the Phantoms, to really pick up Tony's legacy.
I know Todd was Todd Fedoruk.
Yep.
Very close with you guys.
Yep, Todd Fedoruk. And I met, I also work with the Flyers Warriors, so it's a veterans program through the Philadelphia Flyers. And we were able to connect with Todd and Riley Cote and Scott Hartnell, and Brad Marsh has really led that program. But when I came back home, probably 3 years ago, and joined the program myself, the first person I thought about calling was Tony. I mean, we have now we have 150 players on the Warriors, which is incredible. We just took 5 teams down to Florida for nationals, 90 players and their families. So it was a really great event. But when I first joined the team, and I knew we had such a disparate skill level on the team, you have people that play professional hockey all the way to people that were giving, their first pairs of skates, who can bring people up to speed, who can really connect with veterans. And Tony was my first call. And him and his partner, Jeff Frankel, came on board. They worked with our team for a few months before he passed, and just showing the type of personality that Tony had. He was only with our team for probably 3 months, and our players were devastated. It was a true loss to them, similar to losing one of their comrades. And they've also gotten really involved in the program. So it's our first year running the Tony Voce Foundation. The goal, again, is to take 1 or 2 kids a year, that's why we're raising money, and really help them on their path. We know there's a lot of talented kids that may have a path or career in hockey, but they don't know the right people. Their parents don't have the right job. Hockey is an incredibly inaccessible sport when you don't have money. So with the foundation, we're looking to identify kids that have that opportunity, but maybe their families just can't meet the financial burden.
Dude, you know what's amazing? I love the foundation, because I think it's important to grow the sport, also for our community, to help foster it. I got 2 friends of mine that are South Philly guys whose kids are really good. They're both playing collegiate. And Vinny, and it's unbelievable the amount, it's a different world, it really is, going away, living with host families, all the ice time, all the tournaments. I mean, you talk about youth hockey, who's going all over Canada, Boston, Chicago, it's crazy. I think my kids play baseball and football. I think the baseball thing's crazy. Hockey's 10 times what we're going to South Carolina and we're going to Cooperstown. You guys, it's every weekend.
Yeah, I think there was a study recently that showed in order to get your kid to a high level of hockey, you have to spend $100,000 throughout their youth or something like that. It's just not. Yeah, it's not realistic for most people. It's not accessible for most people, and we're leaving a lot of kids without opportunities by not closing that gap. And like Vinny's a great example. Kid, he's at Northeastern now. He's finishing up an amazing career, but that doesn't happen without guys like Tony really paving the way.
That's exactly right. Vinny, Centrella, Andrew, those kids, 2 South Philly kids, a Borghese and a Centrella, both of them are elite players. Mm-hmm. And through this awareness, we're able to navigate the world. I mean, I grew up with their fathers. Sure. Right, Vinny and Bernie, and nobody knows about that world, and that's why you guys are so important to helping this whole thing.
Yeah, I mean, even somebody like Johnny Gaudreau,
God, what a horrible loss! It's been a rough year, man.
It's been a rough year for Boston College hockey. with Maddie and Johnny passing away, and Tony within, I think it was 2 months of each other.
Yeah, I know.
And these are they're 3 Boston College legends from the Philadelphia area, all passing away. This
Johnny
summer.
and Maddie, it's just heartbreaking. I mean, Tony, it's awful.
Yeah, and the wonderful thing about the hockey community is we're really close knit, and we don't forget. I don't know if you saw last week with the World Championship.
I did say it. Yeah, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
Honor.
Yeah, for people who didn't see last week, for the first time since 1933, the U.S. men won the World Championships. And the first thing that Zack Wheeler did is run back into the locker room and grab Johnny Gaudreau's jersey. Just a
It's
testament.
awesome.
Yeah.
It was. I got chills. Why do they play it now? It got lost. It was a big deal, and it's going on during the playoffs. So
It was, I think, the NHL's response to kind of the lack of emphasis around the World Championships was the Four Nations this year.
Yeah.
Which was
was
fantastic.
tremendous.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
Mhm.
I got to tell you, I am so excited for this, what the Flyers are building. And I think we're getting hockey back. It's been too long, and I think we're getting it back, man. I really do. I'm excited about it.
Me too. And just knowing Jonesy and Danny, it's all about culture in the organization. I think we saw when we were growing up, and I grew
Dan
up with your
Hilferty.
voice. Dan Hilferty's amazing.
He really
It's
is.
just bringing that culture and that feeling of the city back to the Flyers. I know it's hard for any organization to be run corporately. You need personalities like Jonesy, like Dan Hilferty, like Danny Briere.
It feels like they're back. Like
Feels like they're
right.
back. You got John Leclerc.
The
helping out.
Tocchet?
Tockett's back.
Yes.
I'm really excited to have Tocchet, and excited to see what he does with this roster. But it does feel like hockey's coming back. I left home, and you talked about that world at 15, and first time I was back, I'm 44 now, was a couple of years ago. And
Where did you go? Where was your first?
So similar to Tony, we were line mates at Archbishop Bryan High School. Tony was just a different level than everybody else. I mean, I think he won the league MVP as a freshman, deservedly so. I had a lot of assists by just chipping it off the wall and letting him go score. But I went to Trinity Pauling School, which is in New York as well. Did my finished up high school there, kind of the same path that a lot of those guys take. And then went to Army, was a hockey player at West Point, and then did all of my time overseas. So I spent a year in Korea, a few years in Germany, deployed from Germany, and then came back kind of to the civilian world, was working on the West Coast at Nike, and finally just moved back to Philadelphia about 3 years ago. So it was really great to connect with Tony.
Thank you for your service too, brother.
Appreciate it. It was just great to connect with Tony. Our lives had kind of gone in different directions. But fortunately, when I was in Germany, Tony was also playing in Germany, so we got to travel around a lot together. And
That's cool.
Yeah.
Two dudes, right, from Philadelphia, now they're in Germany together. That's awesome.
Were there like men's leagues you could join in Germany? What were they like?
Germany played Tony played in a professional league, the top professional league called the DEL in Germany. I got to play when I came back from Iraq. Kind of a weird story. I came back from Iraq and I just wanted to be around the game again. I miss the smell of the rink. I miss being around.
Smell the gear.
Yeah, the smell of the gear. I know that sounds weird.
No, it makes perfect sense.
But so I went to a local rink when I redeployed and just said, "Can I help coach the kids?" And I ended up playing myself because the guy was American who was running the program. And he was like, "You played at West Point. Do you want to play for us?" And I was like, "I know who you think I am, and I'm not that. I just got back from deployment. I was just in Iraq for 14 months or something like that.
God bless you.
And then, so it was really fun to get back into the game of hockey and reconnect with Tony kind of all in one fell swoop. So we got to, like you said, it's 2 kids from Philly running around Germany together.
That's awesome.
Stories, yeah.
Kev, 1 second. We are in OT, overtime, on the program. That's right, our favorite, OT, overtime.
So is it almost near impossible because I'm a North Catholic guy? Is it for the Catholic League? If you're a Catholic League player, is it almost impossible to get to the next level just staying here and playing in the Catholic League? And
yeah, pretty much. I mean, it's a little bit different. It's not like basketball where the Catholic League is
right.
Kind of the traditional schools. They have hockey's so unique that they'll have a power conference here where I think the prep's in Holy Ghost prep, Malvern, and there's another, Lawrenceville maybe. So going from the Philadelphia Catholic League is pretty impossible.
Okay.
I mean, we had to, Tony, both myself, and there's a litany of kids that have done it, Vinny and those kids as well. But you have to make a choice when you're around 14 or 15 years old. Is this for me? Do I really want to take the next step and see if I got it?
Yeah.
And you kind of go and you cut your teeth at prep school or in juniors, and that's kind of your progression.
Yeah.
And you have kids now. Hockey's changed so significantly that most college freshmen are 20, 21 years old.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, you have kids that are 25, 26 years old playing the NCAA tournament, and they're men.
Yeah.
You know, that's why there's been this big shift from, you know, the traditional junior programs to filtering more kids into college, because they're seeing, in terms of developing young hockey players, you're playing against men in college. Guys are 24, 23 years old. You find out who you are pretty quickly. I remember being an 18-year-old freshman and being overwhelmed in college. You're just not ready. People are bigger, faster. So for hockey, you know, it's really tough to jump from high school to college in general, and then let alone from this area.
Yeah, I got a cousin. He's in Florida as a goalie, and I think at 15 he had to move to the Boston area to try and hop on with someone.
Everybody's got to do it.
Yeah.
It's getting a lot better, and that's why like developing local coaches is really important. The Flyers communities, Flyers charities have been unbelievable in terms of not just building the Northeast skate zone and rinks like that, but actually putting people.
Yeah,
behind
making them live. I mean, because it's great to have these rinks and all, but you need to foster it. I mean, I see it. It's such great works. It really, the one in Jersey's amazing. A couple of them are you know, skate zones, incredible stuff.
Yeah, the Flyers have done a great job in reinvesting back in the city. I mean, when I was growing up, the Northeast skate zone or any of the skate zones didn't even exist. We're playing a lot of street
Delaware
hockey.
County. You're right. Yeah, there was
Rizzo.
a couple. Right, Rizzo. Right, Arbor.
Yeah.
That Rizzo rink was it.
My friend played at the Bristol Blazers back in the day.
Bristol,
Grundy was big in Bristol. Then that burnt down. Then they built another one. But you know, hockey's here to stay in the local Philadelphia area. We just want to make sure that more of our athletes are getting out there, having the opportunities
That's awesome,
everybody
man.
else has.
It really is. How can people get involved with the Tony Voce Foundation?
Yeah, so there's a couple things that we're trying to do. So the first thing is we're having a set of free clinics that are going on right now. I think the next one is June 11th, and we're going to have a charity / celebrity game after that. Fridge will be playing in a couple of the former Flyers.
Oh, that's awesome.
And it's bringing Tony's kind of, you know, career in full circle. So we have on one team, we're going to have a lot of the old guys, the former Flyers, from some of his teammates, Fridge being one of them. And then on the other end, we're going to be playing against all the young kids and juniors in college that Tony coached and are now kind of pursuing their own career. So I'm hoping they take it easy on us. That's June 11th at Hollydale Ice Arena at 8:30, following our kind of last free clinic, just to raise awareness.
Oh, that's great. And Hollydale's fantastic.
It's a great rink.
It really is. My Massimo, he loved it. It was a shame because he was playing for a little bit, but you know, when you're playing baseball and you're playing football, the thing about, as a youth sports dad, and I coached a couple of the sports, it's hard because they force you now to choose one. Whereas when we were growing up, now you were elite, so you were a hockey player. But, you know, we played multiple sports, and you can't do that. Like, you know, it interferes. You got baseball, we're coming off of basketball, you're playing, you know, this and that. And it's a shame.
It is, and it's especially a shame because you learn so much and you can pull so much from other sports that make you a better hockey player, a better basketball player. It's funny,
I'm looking at him, I'm going, damn, the kid would have been a good player.
Yeah.
You know, like.
That's the thing. Like I saw an interview with one of the Sutter's parents a couple of years ago. They put, I don't know, 6 kids in the NHL.
Rich, Ron,
you can try to name
Dwayne, Brent.
And was there a Brett?
Yes.
And a Brent?
There was definitely a Brent. I think there was a Brett too. We had Rich and Ron.
Yep.
There was Dwayne.
Ron was the captain
here. Yeah.
Go ahead, Rich, Ron, Dwayne.
All right, Brent. I said. Well, I just said.
Was there? We might have
6.
to Google this.
There's 6, right? Sutter. Rich, Ron, Brent, Dwayne. Oh, God.
I don't think you're going to get the last one because I don't even know.
You said Brent?
I said Brent.
That's 4 you got. Rich, Ron.
I said that. All right.
Dwayne.
All right. I didn't say
Daryl.
Okay, Daryl. Yeah, Daryl. So I remember Daryl. What's the first letter of the last one?
B.
B.
There's a Brent and a
Brett? No.
Brian.
Brian. Okay. I don't remember him.
Me either.
I remember the other 5.
Mm-hmm. And Dwayne, I think Dwayne was a coach in the NHL for a long time.
He was a mainstay. Yeah.
Oh,
dude, this is awesome, man.
But their parents, they'll say, make sure your kids play as many sports as you can. And for a parent to send 5 or 6 guys to the NHL.
That's unbelievable, right?
And to have
there's 3 second-generation Sutters who've played at the NHL. Brandon, Brett, and Brody.
That's where Brett.
Maybe it's one of the
one of the kids.
Yeah,
that's incredible.
And 2 others were drafted by NHL teams, but have not played there yet.
The Sutters, man.
Jesus,
that's amazing. What do you think of the playoffs?
I think they've been really exciting. I follow pretty closely. I still have some friends that work in the league, and it's fun to call them and catch up about their perspectives on the games. So it's been, it's interesting to watch how Florida, and it should give us a lot of hope how quickly Florida's kind of turned their fortunes around, and they look like a powerhouse.
Oof.
It's going to be. There's still a couple games to go, but I think it's looking like them in Edmonton.
Rematch
on a collision course. And McDavid's the greatest player I've ever seen.
Dude, we were talking about last night. I don't know if you saw the game last night. Last night, in that third period, how they just didn't allow Dallas. Remember, Dallas came out first period. They put 15 shots on Skinner. They didn't allow them to breathe in the third period. And it was all McDavid. They were playing in that zone, and they kept talking about it, which was spot on. Some of the greatest, what's funny? Some of the greatest TV coverage is the hockey coverage, man.
Yep.
It's like I love Bissonnette. I love the TNT crew. Bush does such a great job. He's elite at it.
Bush is one of the best in the game.
He is.
And I think the TNT crew has done a really good job of capturing kind of the personality of hockey.
Yes.
It's a lot
and
more
I love PK,
fun.
man.
Oh, yeah, PK.
He's the greatest. He had a thing where they did this, it was last week, Friday night, and it was an intro into the game. And we got to find it. And it was PK, and he's coming out, and he's like in a hat. He's all dressed up like Clyde Frazier with skates. He looked so cool. It was an awesome. I'll find it for tomorrow. It was dynamite. What an intro.
He really, I think, grabbed hold of being the voice, him and Biz, of the hockey community after the Four Nations.
Yes.
You had him and Stephen A. on the ESPN talking about the difference between hockey and basketball players and things like that. And that's just a conversation I never thought I'd see on ESPN.
Dude, it was awesome. Because PK was fantastic. He's like, you don't believe. He was so passionate. Because this is the problem with your regular season. Because you don't bleed. You remember that day he came in?
Yeah.
I quoted him the whole time. Did the whole after show on it. Because he was right. He was dead right. I love where the game is today. I have to be honest with you. I love it. And I think the Flyers are going to be back soon.
I think they are. They have a lot of young talent.
Dude, Michkov is legit.
He's legit. They have a couple guys coming up, Jet Luchenko,
Yeah.
I think Oliver Bonk. Some of those kids are going to be taking the next step in the next couple of years, and now it's just kind of Danny's job to figure out, what pieces do they need. We have the 6th overall pick this year, which is kind of disappointing watching the draft lottery, but that's just kind of the way it goes. Yeah. But there's probably 10 or 12 really high-end prospects in the pool this year that Flyers should have a great crack at, and they need centers, they need D, they need size, so.
And at some point, you're going to need the goalie. So if Zaragan may be it, the kid in the KHL, it'd be interesting to see.
It's always a kind of a crapshoot on especially goalies at a young age. It takes a lot, and anybody who's been in a hockey locker room knows that goalies are the weirdest guys in the room all the time. So they're always a little bit quirky. And especially when you have somebody come in from overseas, they have to learn, and even as someone who's been in those locker rooms, you know, you're the only person speaking English or the only person speaking. It takes a while to just get your feet underneath you culturally. And then you're thinking about playing in the greatest league in the world. So I think sometimes we forget how big of an ask it is for players to leave home kind of 22 or 23. They're playing in the best league in the world. And the pressure's already there. I mean, we saw with Fedotov and Kolosov this year. You know, excellent goalies in the KHL struggled a little bit here, but it just doesn't work. It's not everyone's Dominic Hasek or
right.
That's the last.
I want to get why you guys mentioned TNT. I just want to give a shout out because Chris Jastrzemski is a Northeast Philly kid, and he's a producer of NHL on TNT.
Yeah, I love him.
Yeah.
He does a great job. He does a great. I love that broadcast, man. I just think it's fantastic. They do a wonderful job, brother. I got to tell you, what a pleasure. Really, what a pleasure.
You know what? He should stick around for the back in the day.
Look, hang with us.
It's a good one.
All right, closing the show. Let's do our. Tell us about some of our partners at VG.
Well, I want to talk about, first of all, we got a Die Hard sale going on.
Okay.
Right now, $36 Die Hard flash sale. It's half price. You get 1 year Die Hard access for $36. I mean, pretty cheap. So it's less than $1 a week. The intro offers live now through Thursday night, so you want to jump on it. Summer's here, so it's the perfect time. You get 20% off events, merch, exclusive content, access to the Discord channel, a free shirt when you sign up. You get part of a great online sports community, and you get great articles like Charlie covering the Flyers and their Tocchet shirts and the coach's shirt. So you don't get that anywhere. So $36 is a bargain. It's going on. You got till Thursday. Visit allphilly.com, allphly.com/intro to become a diehard today. allphly.com/intro to become a diehard today. $36 for the year. Bargain. And also, we got the Xfinity Golf Outing. So join us at Valley Brook Country Club for the second annual PHLY Liberty Open Golf Tournament presented by Xfinity on June 14th, Flag Day, from 2 p.m. to 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Xfinity combines the power of the internet and mobile in one all-in plan. You get lightning fast speeds at home and a secure network on the go. Restrictions apply. Xfinity internet required. Actual speeds vary. The 4-person scramble includes a limited edition PHLY golf tee gift, prizes, a post-round dinner, and draft beer, all along with a great raffle, including Philly memorabilia. Visit allphly.com/events to learn more and purchase an individual or a foursome reservation for the tournament. Die Hard members eligible to save $50 on a foursome. Terms and conditions apply.
Love it. Love it. All right, let's go back in the day.
We're going 38 years ago. Today.
We're going back. We're going back. We're going back in the day.
Dude, I forgot. The puck's just sitting there. He just takes a whack at it, man.
We got it?
He's up to center ice. Zessel in. A pass to Pop. This time doesn't work. Here's a shot. Score!
Wow! That's awesome!
Dude, I was sitting with a whole house, a living room full of family members. Everyone erupted.
Dude, I was an usher in that building.
You were?
I was 17 years old. I was in that building as an usher.
Oh, man. Keeping your eye on the crowd, right? While this was going on.
Right. I was like, all I want to do is watch the game.
This place is going crazy.
Ted Sather.
The guy's in a shirt and tie.
Sather.
Yeah.
I was Glenn Sather.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look at that. My brother, what a pleasure, man.
Thanks.
Great stuff. What's the website?
So best way to go to reach us is on socials, Facebook, Instagram, Tony Voce Foundation. And then one more thing to kind of promote, August 5th, 6th, and 7th. The clinics that we're doing right now are free. We're going to have a full-blown clinic. We're bringing coaches from the NHL, some of Tony's former teammates, August 5th, 6th, and 7th at Hollydale. So you can find more information about that. That's just something else to bring more resources to the community. We have, I think, 3 NHL coaches coming down
that's fantastic.
for kids, and that one is not free. We're trying to make a little bit of money for the charity itself. But these clinics that are going on right now are free, and Just
And
thanks
what's
for having us on.
where are the social where are they?
Tony Voce Foundation. You look at Tony
Okay.
Voce
So
So
Foundation.
I'm on
I think you
Instagram
found it.
now. TonyVocefund, all one word. Tony Voce Fund on Instagram.
Perfect. My brother, thanks again.
for
I
having
really
me.
enjoyed it. All right, everybody, thanks for hanging. Probably not going to play ball tonight. That's all right. All right, go Phils anyway. We love you. See you in the morning.
We all silly like the mayor.